Hey guys, good morning. Oh man, how exciting. We're going live right now.
Is live in Morning Drive, 6 till
Oh
9 a.m.
man.
weekdays, and
Donald Trump
overnights
is
midnight till
amazing.
6
Here we
a.m.
go.
7 nights a week. To call the show toll free.
Oh yeah, I know. Donald Trump is absolutely amazing. It's the 9th of January, Thursday morning, 2020. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And man, is Donald Trump not amazing or what? In less than a week, I think it was at 6 days. And I don't know, we could debate, it might even be 5. In less than a week, we can agree on this, right? We can agree if it's 5 days or it's 6 days. In less than a week, Donald Trump won a war with a country that the left have been telling us is the superpower of the Middle East, Iran. It's absolutely amazing. And, you know, one major thing must be taken away from the events of the last few days. Never doubt President Trump. Never question President Trump. He always knows what he's doing. He's 5 to 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And think about it. When you think disaster is about to strike, I like people that don't get captured. Porn stars, Miss Universes, right? Iran making threats. Boom. He comes out on top, gets everything. What we saw this week, the 5-day war, the 6-day war, because Soleimani was Thursday last week, right? So was this conflict over yesterday when the president came out or the night before? So 5 or 6 days. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That's right. I know, it's amazing. He ended a war in less than a week and won. He got everything he wanted. What we just saw was the art of the war deal, right? Everything's art, the art of, because the art of the deal. The art of the war deal. Think about it. President Trump took out the top terror leader on the planet Earth, who has been funding, organizing, and backing 90% or more of the terrorism in the Middle East and throughout the world. Took the guy out with a drone strike. No one was even in danger. And 5 days later, after all this threatening and, Iran does this face-saving measure, sends some rockets to go down in the desert, purposely missing anyone. They back down. Trump wins. Can you imagine? I wish President Trump was like 30 years younger so that so that after his second term, he could teach other politicians and advise presidents for 30 or 40 years after his presidency. Okay, think about all the troubles we've been in over the years if only Donald Trump was president. Here we are, been talking so much about how we are in the 18th year of the war on terror after 9/11. Could you imagine if President Trump was president on 9/11, things would have been over like that. If Donald Trump were president on September 11th, we either would have gotten bin Laden right in the beginning or the Taliban would have handed him over to President Trump. I mean, you look at the crisis that this country has faced under so many different presidents, right? What, Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam, 9/11, anytime. I don't know what exactly it is about President Trump. President Trump this week did some of the most masterful international diplomacy that this country has ever experienced. And it'll be a long time before we know what really happened. I see these whiny Republicans, Rand Paul, and is it Lee? Who's the other? Oh, he didn't get any secret stuff. Donald Trump, in my opinion, now maybe we'll know about this in 10 years or 12 years when things come out about his presidency and things start to become declassified. Maybe we'll never know. But President Trump did some serious international politicking here, some serious international diplomacy with Iran, and came up with this face-saving scheme for them to launch some rockets into the desert, turn some sand and to mess up some sand piles or something, and be able to tell their people who have no access to the internet whatever they want to tell them happened. Yeah, Mike Lee. He's not tough like Bruce Lee. I could have read the papers to get this, Rand Paul. I was nervous these last few days. I really was, and I apologize. I want to apologize to the president himself. I was very concerned that we were going to end up in a major Middle East conflict with Iran, and boom, the 6-day war, no boots on the ground, no American men or women put in harm's way. Did any of you find it odd that Iran tipped off Iraq? Of course they did. That was part of the deal that Donald Trump made. Now, I know most people probably aren't picking up on what I'm sharing with you. I know the media are so disappointed. I know the Democrats are so disappointed. If you watch the mainstream media now, they're trying to lift up Iran. And, what President Trump proved yesterday is Iran is a paper tiger, baby. Iran is a paper tiger. They got nothing. They got a lot of rhetoric. They're scared. And, two things President Trump did that led to this deal to end the war with no bloodshed. Trump got everything he wanted out of this. Everything. With a drone strike against what we've been told is a major power, Iran, which obviously is not true. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. The two things President Trump did that got Iran to cave after the taking out of the general, of course, was one, when he talked about the massive strikes with the 52 targets representing the 52 American hostages taken from our embassy in 1979, including cultural sites. That freaked them out. And then a couple of days ago, that formation of our latest, most advanced bombers in formation on the runway. Did you see that? That photograph that was sent all over the world? That was the second one. That was it. And how he did it, who did the communication? I was talking yesterday, maybe it was John Kerry. I think it may have been Pompeo. I don't know. But those rockets, I understand the media are upset, that Iran is, looks like what they are, paper tiger. I know they're trying to tell us that they wanted to hit no. Mm-mm. Everything went according to Trump's plan. So I got to tell you, as nervous as I was these past few days about a war with Iran, that stuff scares me. And it should scare people. Never doubt President Trump. Never question Donald Trump. He always knows what he is doing. And how he was able to bring them to their knees was just his resolve, his fearlessness, and making threats that he was ready to back up, and they knew it, and they're scared of Donald Trump. That's right. It's amazing. And the media, what a disappointment in the media. They felt so upset yesterday when the president came out and Iran caved. Donald Trump won a war in 5 days. And it's happened. They're in shock right now. The mainstream media and the Democrat Party are in complete shock right now as we are sitting here celebrating. Think about what it would have been like on 9/11 if Donald Trump was the president. The war on terror would have been over a long time ago. A long time ago. When he leaves office, other presidents, if they have any smarts whatsoever, will use President Trump after his second term as an advisor, and those on his team. And when Donald Trump has his presidential library, presidential libraries have all the records of the presidents in them. I don't know where his presidential library will be. A lot of people think New York. I really hope he brings his presidential library here to South Florida, since his home is now in Florida. That's where I'd like to see it, so I could go and visit it all the time. Because let me tell you, President Trump, if he has his presidential library here in South Florida, in Palm Beach, near or around Mar-a-Lago, I will be there all the time. And when the documents of the Trump administration are open for people to look at and analyze, it is going to be a model for presidents for centuries to come of this country, because he's just a miracle man. A miracle man. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call. 888-465-23. What did I get the number wrong? I'm getting all confused. 888-GO-KANE 1. It's 2631. 888-465-2631. I'm so excited. Oh, man. I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. I was so nervous yesterday morning. So nervous. We'll talk about that after the break, all right? Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show.
Owners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's policy.
I know, it's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
At no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Denture wearers are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food.
Oh, he sure did, Freddie. Hey, everyone, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have different accounts, subscribe on all of them. Get all of your friends on social media to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really working hard to hit that 5,000 mark, and I'm a little off of that. Where am I at now? I'm just over 3,700 subs on YouTube. I'd really love to hit that 5,000 mark, man. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Get all your friends to subscribe. If you have multiple accounts, subscribe on all of them. Do whatever you got to do and try to get me to that 5,000 soon. Because, when you hit that 5,000, they have these benchmarks. And every time you hit a benchmark, you get recommended more in other people's feeds and videos.
Plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with confidence. Call Brighton Dental Care at 954.
So you guys can help me with that.
922-4633, 954-922-4633, and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
Yeah.
Attention seniors, have you protected
I agree with you.
your family from financial ruin? You are invited to Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning seminar. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, being forced to spend down your assets, how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets, and more. This free Medicaid planning seminar is Tuesday, January 28th at 10 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855.
See, every time I ask for subscribers, a liberal will unsubscribe. One or two guys. They'll subscribe back later, but they're so petty. So ridiculous. All right, welcome back, guys. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, we are celebrating the victory of President Donald Trump. I am a busy guy. I do 2 shows a day here. The radio show, my podcast. I got a lot going on. Steve and I have meetings throughout the day. There's things that are always going on. And, of course, I've got family. I'm a busy guy. I work dark to dark, and I have great energy. I am 48 years old. I'm 48 years old. And what keeps me with these energy levels, which are, by the way, normal, natural energy levels, is Dr. Mitch Matez and hormone replacement pellet therapy. He's an anti-aging doctor, and Dr. Matez actually he's the pioneer here in South Florida of hormone replacement pellet therapy. They're tiny little pellets. They're about the size of a grain of rice before you boil it in water. They're very tiny. They're inserted in your rear hip area. It's completely painless. Dr. Matez is a master with these implants, and it's completely painless. And by the way, hormone replacement therapy, it's completely 100% all natural. It's just replacing the hormones that your body loses as you grow older. He has restored my hormone levels to where they were when I was 25 years old. I have more energy. It increases your sex drive. If you suffer from sexual dysfunction, it'll not only bring back your sex drive, but if you have a sex drive and don't have an ability to function, guys, hormone replacement pellet therapy will allow you to get and maintain an erection on demand or as needed. And, you know, my energy level is great. It's completely natural, completely normal. It's not like some caffeine or sugar high. It's just you feel great all the time. It's absolutely amazing. And for women, you have all these benefits we're talking about as well with the energy level and everything. And women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely 100% reverses the signs and symptoms of menopause, the mood swings, the night sweats, etc. Now, Dr. Matezi was just in here yesterday. Great guy. He free consultations, but only for Steve Kane Radio Show listeners. People that come from outside the Steve Kane Show actually pay for that consultation, and it's rather pricey. But he offers it at no charge to Steve Kane Show listeners. Give Dr. Matez a call, 561-953-5490, 561-953-5490. His website, hormonetherapybocaratone.com, and of course with all our sponsors listed at stevekaneshow.com. All right, we're celebrating the great victory of President Trump. The only debate we really have is this the 5-day or the 6-day war? Iran basically surrendered to President Trump. You're on the radio. Good morning.
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
You're right. This should be a celebration day. I mean, but here's
I didn't quite catch. What did you say when I first put you on? I didn't hear what you said.
My name is Mike.
No, after that.
This should be a celebration day.
No, there was something between I'm Mike and this should be a celebration day. I didn't quite make that part out.
I think I said something to the effect of the next guy, whomever it might.
No, I thought you said, I thought I heard you saying that I was right. Oh, yes, okay. Oh, I was right. Okay, I wanted to make sure because that's what's most important, right?
Right, this should be a celebration day. Now, we know the Democrats won't take it that way, but that's the Democrats. They don't get anything. But this should be a celebration day. And look, you're right about whoever the next guy up is going to be. If it's Pence, if it's whomever it is. They can learn on the fly just by.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say Pence is learning on the fly just by being his vice president.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. You know, listen, I am a, I don't want people to think this is a different, if I say this, people think I'm wrong. You know, I'm a very much a Christian. Jesus is mine and your Savior, but I do follow the teachings, and I'm a disciple. I was going to say disciple, so I don't want people to think it's like in a religious cult way, but I'm a big disciple of Tony Robbins. A few years ago, I started reading Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins, the main piece of advice that you get from Tony Robbins that I follow in everything I do is when there's something you want to do successfully, right? When there's something you want to be successful at, something you want to do, find someone else who is successful at doing that and model yourself after them, okay? That's what Tony Robbins, that's one of the top principles of Tony Robbins. I know they got him jammed up in some Me Too garbage. He's a great man, Tony Robbins. I wish I could afford to go to his week-long workshop he has in Florida every year, but it's $5,000 is the lowest ticket price for 5 days. I don't have the 5, but anyway, I love Tony Robbins. Well, the same could be said with future presidents with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has laid out a successful model an international conflict that we have never, ever seen before. It is greater than that of even Ronald Reagan. It really, truly is. Iran caved in I would compare it a little bit to the release of the hostages on President Reagan's inauguration day. There's some comparisons to that, of course, but there has never been an international conflict with a rival, with a hostile nation, that ended this well. It's just amazing.
Right. I mean, think about it. When he said, we're going to get tired of winning, or you're going to get tired of winning, we love winning, or you're going to get tired of winning during the election. And people laughed at him for saying that, remember? But
Oh, yeah.
what has he been doing ever since?
Yeah, winning. You know, I noticed the media today, including Fox News Channel, Fox News Channel doing this too. They're trying to prop up Iran. They're trying to make Iran is a country that economically is a disaster, and what they're trying to, Iran is a closed off country, like the days of the Soviet Union and East Germany and East Berlin and all that stuff. And I've come to realize in my adulthood that the Cold War was a complete lie. The Soviet Union was a third world country. They were never a threat. And what Trump has shown us this week is Iran is a third world country that is not a threat, just like the Soviet Union was not a threat during the Cold War. But powers that be within the government and the bureaucracy and the media, they propped up the Soviet Union threat. They're trying to prop up Iran by telling us, no, they meant to hit the barracks. They didn't. They did. Everything went according to Trump's plan with Iran. Everything.
Right, and that's the thing. This guy, and you're also right about his library. He should put that. I don't think that thing should touch the border of New York. He should put it in South Florida.
Yeah, listen, I know there are people down here that that have contact with the president and everything that tune in. Florida is the number one tourist destination in the world. We have Walt Disney World, but I'll tell you this: if we had the Trump Library would become the number two tourist destination in Florida. And in my opinion, I would probably be there like once a month, every couple of weeks, just to go and experience it and read all the documents and experience the museum. I would be at the Trump Museum and Library, the Presidential Museum in South Florida, all the time. I would be best friends with everybody that worked there. I would be there so much. And I know a lot, we have the largest Trump club in America here, that Club 45 in Palm Beach County, which is where Mar-a-Lago is. It's his home, where he'll live most of the time with the First Lady after his second term is completed. Now, I really, truly hope and pray that the Trump Presidential Library and Museum is here. And I'll tell you, I'll become active with it. I'm not one of these rich guys that can donate enough money to build a wing to it, but I'll donate some money to it just so I can feel a part of it and have a connection to it. Yeah. If they have like memberships where you pay to be like a yearly member or something, I'll do that. Oh man, I am so proud of President Trump this week. I've got goosebumps.
Here's something people don't think about. You talk about him running way back when in 2000 or something like that. Well, he was a Democrat back then, and he couldn't have. I don't think he could have won a Democratic nomination if he ran.
Well, listen, we've got the right president for the right time. He's cleaning up Obama's mess. And I like how President Trump came out and talked about how those rockets were paid for by Barack Obama. And I know there's a lot of criticism of him for that. When President Trump talks now, he's not the host of The Apprentice and a real estate developer. He's the president of the United States. He has been for 3 years now, and he gets top-level intelligence briefings. So when President Trump says those rockets were paid for with Barack Obama's money that he gave to them, that's the president of the United States being informed of that by our intelligence officials. It's a fact. It's not political rhetoric.
Think about it. He's clean. It's a slow thing, but he's draining the swamp. He got rid of Comey. He got rid of, all these guys that were putting the coup against him. he got rid of some of these guys in the deep state. He's continually doing this stuff. And that's another reason why they hate him, because he's getting the job done that he said.
That's right. Yeah. All right, Mike. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Great input. Mike in Louisiana. Take care. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. It's 6:30 in the morning. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. We're celebrating the victory in this 5-day war with Iran. Trump got everything. We struck first, and we won. It's crazy. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's our number, toll free. 888-465-2631. All right, we'll be right back. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Back with your calls after this.
This is Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad, and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night. I was tossing and turning all night long. I had an old, worn-out, lumpy, bumpy mattress that was so uncomfortable. I wasn't getting any sleep.
Make sure you guys subscribe, okay? During the last break, I was asking people to subscribe, so a couple of the liberals immediately unsubscribed. So we gotta make up that loss.
I'm up and ready to go and well rested.
Oh, yeah.
Give your kids,
aren't you guys happy?
Kids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a MyPillow mattress. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. When you use the promo code KANE, you can save up to $300 off your MyPillow mattress. They come in all sizes, from twin to California king and every size in between. Go to mypillow.com and be sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and give the gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeart.
All right, we are back. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, celebrating President Trump's victory over Iran in what I am calling the 5-day war. Oh, man, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Morning, Steve Royal Farm.
Steve
How are
Kane
you
Show.
this morning?
Doing good. Hey, yeah, go ahead, Steve.
We won this pseudo-war, I guess, with Iran. But that's not the war we need to win. The war we need to win is the anti-American press. TV stations, the newspapers, the ones that hate Trump, hate people like you and me, hate the American ideals. And until we win that war, it's going to be an uphill fight for Trump and everybody else that's alongside with Trump.
I mean, I don't get it, Steve. We had this huge victory, and you sound depressed. You sound depressed.
Well, the thing is, the thing with Iran, all right, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. But this is just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
One situation, Trump handled it fine. So far, so good. But
No. He coordinated a pretty masterful effort here with this face-saving measure with the Iranians.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm going to go to the gym in a little while. In my gym, they have all these big screen TVs on the ceiling, and they have MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, and Foxes all the way at the side.
Yeah, the brainwashers. The brainwashers.
Right, exactly. And I'm going to watch them. The sound's down, but you could read the script. And I'm going to read every single one of those, except for Fox, telling me that Trump is still an idiot. Trump is still putting us all in jeopardy. And everybody.
Well, so I can't. So what? I can't handle. I have no control over what the mainstream media pollute cable news with. But the reality, and they're trying to prop up Iran and at the same time villainize them again after Trump had this huge victory. You know, like this thing with the airplane getting shot down by the rocket, maybe. Listen, you know, what the hell is anyone doing flying on a plane in Iranian airspace? Don't go to Iran. I mean, you got to be out of your mind. I saw there was one honeymooning couple on this plane. Who the hell honeymoons in Iran? You know,
They're going to wind up blaming that when it comes out that it was a rocket. Because the thought process is they're firing rockets at our embassy, and all of a sudden some plane gets in the way.
Well, the reason the media are making a big deal about the plane today is the media and the leftists who love Iran typically feel betrayed. The media and the Democrats feel betrayed by Iran because they made a deal with Trump and ended this conflict. And the media and the Democrats are angry at Iran, so now they're going to try to villainize them over the plane going down.
Right. Well, in all honesty, I've just seen some pictures that they took. If this wasn't a missile that took that plane down, probably by accident, they probably thought we were bombing them, and they thought it was one of our B-52s or something stupid like that. That's why they're not giving the black box up, because
Well, who the hell on a good day? Why would you be flying over Iran? And when there's a conflict coming between the U.S. and Iran, who the hell would be flying? I mean, you're flying in a military conflict zone. It's like flying over Vietnam in '68 in a commercial jet. You have to be out of your mind.
Well, how many times do you read about these stupid tourists that go around the world preaching love and beauty and all that other crap, and they find them dead?
They get their heads cut off by ISIS. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But most of the people on that plane were Iranians. I don't know if they were flying to get back.
I don't know. I feel bad for. I don't like any loss of life, but I mean, you have to be out of your mind to be flying over Iran, especially during time of military conflict.
Watch our communist CNN and MSNBC.
Oh yeah.
They're going to figure some way to blame Trump on that plane.
Yeah.
And if Trump didn't kill Solomon, it's going to be like the 6 parts of separation from Kevin Bacon. It's going to be the 6-7 parts of separation from that plane going down.
Yeah. By the way, did anybody else notice? This was the first time I've seen these. The Army's new uniforms, that are the World War II era style uniform that the Army now has. I always liked that uniform. Did you notice the generals wearing it?
Well, what they did was they decided that because World War II was our best combat situation, that we won that war, that's why they reverted back.
It's a great looking uniform. It looks really sharp, and it's the first. I know it's new, but I haven't seen anyone wear it yet. It's the first time I saw anyone wear it.
I want to see the generals dress up like Patton with 45 fur-collared leather coats. That'll be.
Or how about like the Frontier Day Cavalry uniform with the cowboy hats? That'd be kind of cool too, with all the gold braid.
If you look at the air cavalry units,
yeah,
they still wear those, pre-Civil War Army cowboy hats and the.
I always thought, when anytime I watch an old movie or see a documentary or anything in World War II, even my grandfather in his uniform in World War II, I always thought the World War II uniforms looked pretty sharp. And the uniforms that the Army has had lately have been, not looking too good. And I don't know how long this new uniform has been in effect, because that Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, who we don't hear about anymore, he was wearing the old blue uniform. And it was like watching Eisenhower and George Marshall standing behind President Trump yesterday.
Military uniforms for a while were being designed by Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
I guess what they wanted to do was feminize the military.
Well, of course. President Trump has a long history of being a television person. And when he walked out of that room yesterday and they had the bright light behind him, I don't think that was an accident. Donald Trump knows about lighting and camera work and everything. I think he set it up, and he was late. If you notice, he was 30 minutes or so late coming out for the announcement. And I think he waited until the lighting was right to have that big glow behind him when he walked through the doors to the podium.
Well, what I believe is this. Number one, Trump is the father figure. He's taking on that position. And you have idiots like Pelosi and Omar. These are little children. They're all running around. He's the father. And, okay, to show somebody respect, you show up on time. If you make an appointment, you show up when you're supposed to show up. Okay, what's happened is Trump is doing that. But now he's realizing these people have no respect to him. Whether he shows up on time or not, they have no respect for this man.
Yeah.
What he does. So let him come in late. Let him be waited for. Let him make those people that don't respect him have to wait for him.
Yeah.
That might be his psychology.
Mm-hmm.
He's the father. They're the children. Let's keep it there.
That's right. All right, Stephen Ropump, thanks for the call. All right, Richie the bus driver, you're on the radio.
Yeah, following Steve, in a way, Steve's right. But listen, you hit on something. You mentioned Ronald Reagan. That was more than 40 years ago, okay? When they held the 52 hostages, and as soon as Ronald Reagan was swore in, they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the first time they showed their cards. And after that, and the hostages were held in Iran. This is the first time that.
Yeah, since then that was a January 81, and you know what the media did with that, and the Democrats, they said, well, they were just giving the FU to President Carter. No, they were afraid of Ronnie Reagan. Yeah.
Oh, now, okay, after taking out...
That's from Iron Eagle,
general,
Ronnie Reagan, by the way.
Iranians are
I didn't make that up.
Of President Trump. This is only the second time, and they bombed. They put that 4th of July comic book bombing on us, okay, from their country. That's the first time. Everything else has been surrogates.
Yeah.
They're basically... I think President Trump's favorite movie probably was The Wizard of Oz. Because that's what Iran is. They're the paper tiger.
Just like the Soviet Union was. Exactly. And they're a nothing. They are not a power. They are they're not a player. And the media have it was interesting. It was interesting that that's the first thing that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, because he's letting them know right up front, hey, you're not going to get this bomb. I got to tell you, MSNBC, you tell me why they came out with a statement like this. Look at President Trump coming out with 5 old white men around him. Well, not 5, a bunch of old white men around him.
Well, generals are usually old.
Racism again.
Yeah, generals are usually older, right? Typically, yeah.
Here we are with the racism.
Yeah, they're looking at, yeah.
The white.
Well, I'll tell you this, that Joint Chiefs of Staff we've got there now with the snazzy new Army uniforms. How do you like those new uniforms, by the way, Richie? The Army bringing back the World War II?
5 old white men.
They do. I'm gonna give some defense to Omar, not too much, but she made a comment that she's being attacked about, that she gets a little PTSD. She is from Somalia. And when she talks about the PTSD, I can believe that. I can believe that.
Hold on. I'm a Vietnam veteran.
I'm just trying to piss off Richie. I'm just trying to piss off Richie.
Straight up front. The Florida Highway Patrol gets PSD. Everybody gets PSD. If you see something in your life that's a
just try to piss him off.
Your whole life is PSD.
Yes.
To me, this is a total farce.
Yeah.
And she is to put her in the position they put her in. This is a disgrace of this country. And
I was just pissing off Richie.
Damn ashamed.
Well, the way she behaved laughing back there, that was not right. I mean, that was inexcusable. Yeah.
And you know how the news are portraying this? see you wrong. You say,
Did I tell you
have
to
no
piss him
control
off?
over the news. But this is what's going on right now. President Trump put us in this position because he's an idiot. Could have had a world war started, and he got lucky to bail himself out. This is how they're...
Well, but that's not true. Donald Trump got everything he wanted. He took out the number one terror leader in the world, who has been the number one terror leader for a long, long time, involved in every major terrorist act that is of historical note in the last 20 years, and did everything else he's done, and did it with a drone, and Iran caved. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Well, that's okay. Let them, yeah.
Of a world war.
Yeah.
I'll tell you too. Now today they're going to try to neuter him in Congress. They're going to try to say he has to go to them for everything.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Paul Krugman, Richie? I want to talk about it in a little bit. You can look it up and Google him. I'm going to talk. Oh, you know Paul Krugman, right? That creep at the New York Times.
The stock market's going to collapse.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but you look it up during the break. You'll get a good laugh. Paul Krugman. This is the genius, Paul Krugman.
I'm tapping here. Trump looks like a genius.
Oh yeah. You know, and I really owe the president an apology because I was nervous these last few days. I thought there was going to be some major conflict with Iran and that hashtag World War III. I was getting worried.
I called you back yesterday and you said you didn't have the time. Steve, I'm going to sorry to say this, and Steve's not there to defend himself. But Steve is, listen, if you don't want your son in the service, you got to say, I don't want you in the service. I don't care what you do because it's going to get me nuts. That's the bottom line. I know it's his son's life, but you don't go and say, he supports him in the service. He went out to California, saw the graduation, went through all this. Listen, his son signed up for this. That's his job, to defend this Constitution and this country. And if he gets put in a war zone, Steve just for Steve to say, I'm so worried now, listen, he shouldn't have supported him to go into the service.
I'll tell you, I was going to join the military when I was in high school. And my father, Vietnam veteran, talked me out of it. And he talked me out of it. He told me some horrific things that he went through in Vietnam, which I'm not going to... Just to give you... My dad was a tunnel rat in Vietnam, if anybody knows what that is. Yeah, and he told me some of the things. And I said, Dad, it's 1989. There hasn't been a war. Vietnam was 15 years ago. There's not gonna... He says, Brian, you never know when there's going to be another war. Yeah.
Papa, and now that he's...
Yeah.
...around him, he's like, my mind has changed about this... Or I don't know. That's ridiculous.
Well, thank you, Freddie. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Richie. You call back when Steve's here. You call back when Steve's here, and I'll put you through and let you ream him out.
In the service.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Richie the bus driver, thanks for the call. We'll take our break 47 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr.
You guys know about
Jose
Krugman?
Mendez.
Oh my goodness.
Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Hi, it's Dr. Mitchell Matez. I want to talk to all of the women out
Not
there
that I
who
know
are
of. If
suffering
she
with
is, it's
urinary
by accident.
incontinence.
I'll have to
You are
take a
not
look.
alone. Millions of women are just like you. I have great news.
I
The
can't look
days
on
of
my
running
iPad.
reports
I have to
and
wait till I
wearing
get to my
pads are
computer
over.
at
Through
home.
a completely natural process known as platelet-rich plasma, or as I like to call it, the no-pee shot, we are able to regenerate the tissues that control bladder function and eliminate urinary incontinence. No matter your age, if you are dealing with this unpleasant and potentially embarrassing condition, call my office for a no-cost consultation. The phone number is 561-953-5490. That's 561-953-5490, and ask about the no-pee shot. Or visit our website at www.hormonetherapybocaratone.com.
Are you looking to sell your house or buy your dream home? Then call LaBella
Steve
Real
Kane
Estate.
Show.
LaBella Real Estate love President Trump. And like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to get you the highest dollar amount when selling your home. And when looking for a new home, LaBella Real Estate will find you the best deal. LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages. And they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023. 561-445-7023. And online, labellarealestatellc.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh man, we are back. I just was looking on Twitter. Brian Kilmeade was attacking our president for blaming Obama for the rockets. He gave them $1 quadrillion. I know that's not a real number, but it's so much money, you know. It's true. And, you know, it's important for President Trump to point out what Obama did and what this government has been doing. You know, this government has, you see it this week. Like with the phony, the Cold War was a lie. The Cold War was a lie. The Soviet Union was never a threat. You know, so I watched 90 Day Fiancé. You ever see the ones when they go to Russia? Oh my gosh. It's like Guatemala over there. They don't have paved roads. Looks like these towns look like it's like Silverado, some of these towns over there. And the same is true of Iran. Iran is being propped up as a threat, as a major power when it's not. I've heard superpower applied to it. This, not only do we have people sympathetic to them, we have a lot of people that have been running this government for a long time that have a vested interest in propping them up to have this boogeyman there in the Middle East. Shame on Brian Kilmeade. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. I told you this a while back. I'll tell you again. My nephew belongs to that Tony Robbins thing, and when he knew I liked Trump, and when he was in town, this was in the 90s, he invited me to go and listen to Trump, and Larry King and a lawyer and a doctor and a bunch of other people, and the place was gigantic, and they cheered and cheered, but when Trump came out, he literally had to stand up there and ask them, please, let me speak. And every time he said something, the cheering went on. He got 10 times the applause and stuff that even Tony Robbins got.
At the Tony Robbins event, and this was in the 90s?
It had to be in the 90s, yeah.
Oh, man. I have wanted to go to Tony Robbins does a week-long event in Boca Raton every year, and I've been dying to go to it, but like I said, the cheapest ticket is $5,000 for the week. And they don't give out, and I tried to get some passes for me. I wanted to take Steve too. I tried to get some passes, and they say no, we don't give out passes. Even the celebrities pay, And I'm like, well, I don't have $5,000. I don't have the $5,000 for the ticket. But Tony Robbins, help me out, Tony. Can you help me out? I'll walk on the coals with you.
Tapes. He's got tons of tapes.
No, I agree. No, but there's something about experiencing that. It's like I remember Steve and I many years ago went to the Promise Keepers. Remember the Promise Keepers? And there's something about being in the pep rally. Like it's like going to a Trump rally.
It's like going to Trump's rally today. Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, here President Trump ended this conflict, the 5-day war. Trump got everything he wanted, taking out the number one terror leader in the world, the number one funder and organizer of terror in the world, Soleimani. And he worked out some agreement with Iran to save face by launching some rockets into an empty desert. It's amazing. Steve Kane Show.
the deals. Dealing is dealing.
The art of the war deal. The art of the war deal. It's the art of the war deal.
Part of it, yeah, that's what the guy does,
Steve
everybody
Kane
hates him for it.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. All right, listen, take care, man. Thanks for the call. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Yes, what's your name?
Al in Washington, D.C., you know who it is.
Oh, this is Al the John. Oh, you sound more awake now. I guess you haven't been to bed yet. It's not quite 7.
Today, I was operating on 2 hours sleep.
Al the John. Wow. So our president, the art of the war deal, the 5-day war, President Trump got everything he wanted. No blow up in the Middle East. Even you must be excited about that.
Brian the Cyborg, last week you said that you forgot to connect to the radio station.
Yes.
If your wife called it a senior moment.
Yes.
But it's a technical snafu.
Oh, you listened to my podcast. Great. Appreciate that. Thank you. That was a conversation my wife and I had on my podcast, the Brian Craig Show podcast.
Your best podcast was an interview with the beautiful Fox News host.
Melissa Francis?
The other one.
Oh, Kim Guilfoyle. I had Kim Guilfoyle on my show. Yeah, I had Kim Guilfoyle on my podcast. Don Jr.'s girlfriend was on my show. Yeah. Wait till you hear who I have next week. I'm not going to tell you who, but I got someone big lined up next week.
Oh, but she did a show with you, and now she's banging.
Yeah, I've got Kim Guilfoyle's cell phone number. You want to call her? You want to call her right now? Maybe Don Jr. will answer. I've got her cell phone number since I had her on my show. Yeah, I've got Kim Guilfoyle's cell phone number.
You wouldn't give me the phone number.
God, no, I wouldn't give you the phone number. I would not give you Kim Guilfoyle's cell phone number. Are you kidding me? So you like Kim Guilfoyle, huh? Yeah, there's one problem you have, though. Kim Guilfoyle would not be interested in you because why do you think I say that? Why do I say Kim Guilfoyle would not be interested in you?
I'm worth $1 billion.
No.
$1 billion.
No, you're not married. She seems to like married men. She was before Don Jr., she was with Scaramucci.
Yes.
I love Kim Guilfoyle, and I love Don Jr. She may be our first lady one day.
Junior is going to run for office? I don't think.
He's running already, yeah. He hasn't announced, but he's running for governor or senator. Absolutely.
A governor of what? The state of denial?
Yeah. I tell you, you sound happy today. You must be so happy at this victory the commander-in-chief led us to against Iran.
You're in the Twilight Zone. Welcome to the Brian Craig Twilight Zone, where he thinks it's all over in 5 days.
It was.
When they make a major strike in a Trump hotel somewhere.
Oh, you're wishing for that, aren't you? What a terrible thing to say. What a this.
It's gonna happen. I'm making a prediction. That's not wishing it.
That's a terrible prediction to make. Shame on you. Listen, people in the listening audience. You hear this lib, this Trump hater? He's so upset that he's so upset. Look at what he's wishing for. To have some political victory for the day. You're a disgusting person, Al.
Disgusting person. Yes, I am.
Yeah?
I had avocado and poached eggs on toast at the Trump International Hotel.
Yeah.
And it was $26. At Tavolino della Notte, only $16. And it was better than the one in the Trump Hotel.
Oh, absolutely.
So, at the Trump Hotel, you can smell Trump's last fart. And you might enjoy the aroma of a Trump fart.
What do you have? Some Trump joke book that you're trying to incorporate? All right, Al, take care. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. See how upset he is? President Trump won a war in 5 days, and Al's upset about it. Well, that's how the left roll. They can't help themselves. But I'm pretty excited, man. I got to tell you, I'm so excited. And I'm so sorry that, I mean, how many of you out there on the Trump train have been worried the last week? I know a lot of you have. I have too. And Trump handled this so quickly before my second trash pickup of the week. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just boom, 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 boom. And already, people, 20 hours in advance, President Trump has a rally in Toledo, and people have been lining up a day in advance of the rally. And this is very significant, Toledo, because where is Toledo? The home of Corporal Klinger? Right, Ohio. So the former battleground state of Ohio, which is now Trump country, they're in line a day early for the Trump rally. That's amazing, amazing. The whole idea of battleground states is like evaporating under President Trump, isn't it? All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free from anywhere. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be back.
3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that one, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, it's Dr. Mitchell Matez. I want to talk to all of the women out there who are suffering with urinary incontinence. You are not alone. Millions of women are just like you. I have great news. The days of wetting your pants and wearing pads are over. Through a completely natural process known as platelet-rich plasma, or as I like to call it, the no-pee shot, we are able to regenerate the tissues that control bladder function and eliminate urinary incontinence. No matter your age, if you are dealing with this unpleasant and potentially embarrassing condition, call my office for a no-cost consultation. The phone number is 561-953-5490. That's 561-953-5490, and ask about the no-pee shot.
I love it.
Visit our website at www.hormone
It's the iPad 7.
This is your special invitation.
I
to
love
attend
it, you know, because I take it everywhere.
Seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily...
All right, make sure you guys subscribe, all right? Please, I'm trying to get up to that. I'm 300 away from 4,000. So if you guys have other accounts, subscribe on all of them. Get your friends to subscribe, share on your social media. All right. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We have just been having a celebration here on the program this morning. If you've missed the first hour, you've missed a lot. And we're celebrating President Trump's miraculous victory over Iran in what I am calling the 5-day war. President Trump got everything he wanted, took out the top terror leader in the world, Soleimani, and worked out somehow an incredible arrangement with the Iranians to launch some rockets into the empty desert and declare whatever they want in their propaganda back home to save face. And it's over. Boom. That's it. Trump won the war. And you can hear the disappointment. You can hear the disappointment. You heard Liberal Al. Oh, man. This is just a great day of celebration. Oh, man. If you'd like to join the celebration, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-GO-KANE1. That's Kane with a K, K-A-N-E, and the number 1-888-465-2631. Did you guys hear what happened to Paul Krugman? Oh, my goodness, Paul Krugman. This is, it's all over the news, all over the place, but this story that I'm sharing with you is from The Blaze. Okay, I'll read the Blaze version of it. Economist and New York Times columnist Paul Krugman, a frequent critic of President Donald Trump, well, that's putting it mildly, wrote on Twitter Wednesday that his computer connection had been compromised and used to download child pornography. He suggested QAnon could be behind it. Krugman tweeted this, "Well, I'm on the phone with my computer security service, and as I understand it, someone compromised my IP address and is using it to download child pornography," Krugman wrote in a now-deleted tweet. "I might just be a random target, but this could be an attempt to QAnon me. It's an ugly world out there." A few hours later, Krugman tweeted, "The Times is now on the case." The Washington Examiner has described QAnon as a complex conspiracy theory, and that's true. I mean, I don't know about Q and all that stuff. It seems a little crazy to me. And there's all kinds of things here about Q. This thing with Krugman, today, coincidentally, I've mentioned this to people on YouTube over the last week or so, but today we have a new sponsor on the Steve Kane Show, and it's just a coincidence that the Paul Krugman story happened on the same day that our new sponsor is joining us here on the Steve Kane Show, and it's ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is the newest sponsor of the Steve Kane Show, and VPN. My daughter is the one who's been telling me to get a VPN, and now I'm doing it, and if you use our web address that we have, which is expressvpn.com/Kane Radio, I have it linked at stevekaneshow.com. expressvpn.com/Kane Radio, you get 49% off. 49% off. It's a good deal. And my daughter is the one, she got me into the VPN. She says you gotta do it. I had myself hacked. I was online, and as I was looking online, I had money taken from me instantly out of my account. I was lucky to get it back, but it was hundreds of dollars, and it happened in about 3 seconds. And my daughter introduced me to VPNs, and we were approached by ExpressVPN, and I know a lot of you use VPNs, and you may even use ExpressVPNs, and what I would like to ask you to do is support the Steve Kane Show and cancel whatever service you have and sign up using expressvpn.com/Kane Radio. Again, 49% off. And, Krugman, if Krugman had ExpressVPN, he wouldn't have had this happen. They wouldn't be able to do it. It masks your IP address. All your browsing history is confidential. But I do find it odd that Krugman deleted the tweet. So again, it's listed at stevekaneshow.com, expressvpn.com/Kane Radio. They're just joining us today. And, we'll be talking more about it. But I thought with the Krugman story out there that I would mention it and welcome them to the program. But I know. There's something odd about Krugman deleting that tweet. Something's just odd about that. President Trump, before we get back to this great winning of the war, the 5-day war with Iran, I know a lot of people will think I'm nuts by saying this, but I said this in the last hour. The Soviet Union was never a threat to this country. The Soviet Union, like Russia is today, third world country. Same with Iran. And what you see going on with the government, the bureaucracy, the intelligence agencies, past presidents, is this building up of Iran to be something that they're not, a complete threat that they are not. If they were just a little bit like they've been blown up to be to us in the media and by our past president and presidents, they wouldn't have caved so fast. President Trump did two things that got Iran to surrender, which is what they did. They surrendered to President Trump, and pretty much unconditionally, because he laid out the conditions. President Trump did two things. Well, he did three things. First, he killed Soleimani with the drone strike, okay? That was the first thing he did. And he did two things. Iran was really talking about a lot of different things, all right? Talking about a lot of different crazy things going on here. And the media were hyping up what we should expect. Iran's going to do this. Iran's going to do that. And when those rocket attacks came and the mainstream media was reporting Iranian television propaganda as news that 20 Americans had been killed, I went to bed the other night worried. I thought I was going to wake up and all hell would be breaking loose. And yesterday morning on the air, I was a little off yesterday. I was very worried during yesterday's show, and then afterwards I was even more worried because I didn't have the show to distract me when I got off the air at night. When the president, when it came out that he was going to come out at 11 o'clock, I thought, wow, 11 o'clock, that's pretty, I was expecting him announcing either some military action that had been completed, maybe he was waiting for the action to finish before he addressed us, or something that was about to happen. And I was worried. And when the president came out with the beautiful sunlight illuminating him from behind and came out, and his first words were, as long as I'm president, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. I was like, oh my goodness. And then when he shared with us a confirmation that the rockets hit the sand, nothing happened, no one was killed, no one was injured, and that Iran caved, I was like, oh, wow. That's just brilliant. It's just great. It's just great. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And what President Trump did, he did two things that brought Iran to its knees. I'm going to say three. I think that the Iranians are in shock that when he took out the general, they just never thought. I mean, if the Iranians had any fear of America responding, Soleimani would not have been hanging out in Baghdad like he was on vacation. Okay? But then President Trump came out and talked about a massive blow of 52 targets, including landmarks, historical landmarks, or whatever it was that he said. The media attacked him. The Democrats attacked him. Democrats calling him war criminal. Nancy Pelosi talking about restricting his powers as president, as if she can do that, like she has that authority, and all these things. And that scared the hell out of Iran. But I think the final nudge to Iran was that photograph that was in everyone's Twitter feed a couple of days ago of our brand new bombers, I've never seen these bombers before, all in formation on the runway. Did you see that photograph? It was amazing. And there were 52 of them to back up the 52 target claim the president made on Twitter over the weekend and the 52 American hostages. And then all of a sudden, somehow, there was a deal made between President Trump and Iran to fire rockets into the desert so that they could save face with their propaganda back home. It's amazing. Not one American had a paper cut during this. Everything done with one drone strike. Trump got everything he wanted, and Iran caved. And, for everyone out there who says that President Trump's an egomaniac, he allowed, this was an unconditional surrender by Iran. Trump laid out the conditions. And he has allowed Iran, President Trump has allowed Iran to save face with their own people through their propaganda. The first was the 20 Americans killed. But the second one, I think those rockets landed exactly where they wanted, except the one that hit the airplane. But we're not sure how that happened yet. That might have been some anti-aircraft fire. It may not have been one of these rockets. But I think the rockets hit their intended targets. Sand, where no one was at. Except maybe some animal life out there. Maybe some bugs were killed. I don't know. But Trump made that deal with them. And he does not have an ego problem like the media and the Democrats would like you to believe, because he's allowing the Iranians to save face. And today the media in this country are trying to prop Iran up by saying that they meant to hit the U.S. base, but somehow they missed. No, those rockets hit exactly where they wanted them to hit, except if one hit the airplane. That was an accident. But it may not have been a rocket. It could have been some anti-aircraft fire or something else. We'll find out. Maybe. I don't know. People should not be flying over Iran any day of the week, especially when there's a military conflict coming up between the United States and Iran. I mean, give me a break. How stupid can you be? The art of the war deal. The art of the war deal. And one day, what happened here will be declassified. And we'll find out the great work that President Trump just did. We have never had a president deal with a country in time of conflict like this that turned out so well. That never. And I just wish that he was the president on September 11th, Donald Trump. Things would have been a lot different in the aftermath of September 11th. A lot different. The war would not be still going on. I promise you that. And how he did it, how he got the Iranians to cave exactly, well, we don't know, but he did it. Like when the Iranians, I was talking to Richie about this in the last hour. All the historians will tell you that Iran released the hostages when Reagan was sworn in just to stick it to Jimmy Carter. That is not true. They released them when Reagan was sworn in because they were afraid of Ronald Reagan. Like they're afraid of Donald Trump. But Trump is tougher than even Reagan. Reagan bugged out of Beirut in '83 when our barracks were bombed there. So, this is just a miracle has happened here. And don't look for the media to credit Trump. They're not. They hate him, okay? And there's still a lot of never-Trumpers out there pretending to be Republicans, only because they're afraid of alienating their audiences or their base. So Trump is not going to get the credit like I'm giving him right now from very many people, but it's true. This was a negotiation, and Trump was behind the whole thing. He should get the damn Nobel Peace Prize for this. That's right. All right. It's 18 minutes after the hour. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Attention all Barry's Vitamins customers. All the vitamins and supplements you know and love are available at Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, and the prices are a fraction of what you were paying before. Stop in or call Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers is located a half mile south of Sample Road.
Yeah, Sarah was asking about you. She said you hadn't been around. I said, he must be doing, but maybe he's traveling.
He's the owner.
I agree with you. Do not fly third world airlines.
More than happy to get you the supplements you need. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, 754-307-1655. 754-307-1655.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753-8080. 954
Oh, yeah.
753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080.
Yes, Happy New Year. I've been in China.
753-8080.
For the best wings in this town, it's Wings Plus. Wings that are first grilled and then fried.
Oh, yeah,
to
President
make
Trump
them
should get the
extra
Nobel
crispy,
Peace Prize.
served with blue
Let's
cheese
nominate
and
him.
celery. Try
Hey,
them
everyone,
and
make sure you
dessert.
subscribe if you
The
don't.
lemon pepper wings, the honey mustard wings, the garlic wings, and 15 other varieties. That's Wings Plus, located at 9880 Sample Road in Coral Springs, with a politically elite meat.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
Oh, man, oh, man. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. I am so happy today. I am so happy today. The 5-day war won by Trump. And I'm so happy that he called out Obama for what he did. That is so important that he did. You know, we've had a bunch of traitors running this government for decades. You know, the most obvious example are the trade deals. Why do you think the trade deals in NATO doesn't pay? The trade deals are out of whack on purpose because the people in our government sell out this country with the tariffs to get kickbacks by getting appointed to corporate boards and things. Look at this the deal. Chelsea Clinton was paid $9 million to be on some corporate board. What the hell does she know? She knows as much as Hunter Biden. NATO doesn't pay because these politicians sell out because NATO, they may not pay their dues, but they sure buy the weapons from the American manufacturers. You understand what I'm talking about here? So, you know, we've had people selling this country out since World War II and all these different things. And we really have not had a president that did not have a conflict of interest before President Trump. They've all got conflicts of interest, whether it's Halliburton or their friends in Saudi Arabia with the Bush family. President Trump has zero conflicts of interest. His only interest is making America great again and keeping America great. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Listen to this. All this winning. We're just winning. Oh, could you imagine what it must be like to be a Trump-hating Democrat right now? They must be so depressed. You know, if you're a Democrat and you're suffering from depression, Trump derangement syndrome, call Dr. Janae Lamaski. You know, she can do appointments over the phone, on FaceTime and Skype. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. It may be funny, but it's not a joke. She can help you. Listen to this. Washington Times. Montana's Glacier National Park is updating its signs. This is a great story. Listen, Montana's Glacier National Park is updating its signs to no longer predict its signature glaciers would be melted by 2020. It's 2020 and the glaciers have not melted, so they're taking the signs down. I think they should have left them there. If this was a Trump call, they should put the signs back up. I think it's important for people to go to Montana's Glacier National Park and see all these climate liars sign up there saying that the glaciers would have been melted, especially as we move beyond 2020. I think those signs should be there permanently by order of the president. Montana Glacier National Park spokeswoman Gina Kurzman said the signs that were added more than a decade ago to reflect climate change forecast at the time will be replaced to more accurately reflect the glacier's fate, CNN reported Wednesday. What are the new signs going to say? Global warming is a lie? How about that? The new signs will reportedly read, quote, "When they will completely disappear depends how and when we act. One thing is constant. The glaciers in the park are shrinking." Oh, so now it's very vague. I hope Trump sees this story. I know he reads the Washington Times because I've seen him comment on things I've seen in the Washington Times. They put the 2020 signs back. The U.S. Geological Survey informed the park in 2017 that the glaciers were no longer expected to melt so quickly due to changes in the forecast model. See, they changed the forecast model because their lie keeps getting exposed. So the national park knew in 2017 that they weren't melting, but they kept the signs up anyway. The park says it wasn't able to move forward with replacing the signs until now due to budgetary issues. How much of a budget does it take to tear down the sign that says they won't be here by 2020? Just take a hammer. Oh, man. I tell you, the left and the, if Joaquin Phoenix said it best, who would have thought Joaquin Phoenix would be such a big movie star? His brother River Phoenix was the movie star, and then he OD'd outside the Viper Room. Remember that? I wonder if River Phoenix would have lived, would Joaquin Phoenix be a big movie star today? I don't know. Maybe he would. Would River Phoenix still be a movie star? Maybe. I don't know. But, Joaquin Phoenix, who's from Gainesville, Florida, when he was lecturing that Hollywood crowd about climate change and talking about them taking private jets from Palm Springs to L.A., how far is Palm Springs from L.A.? It's a short car ride, isn't it? If these people really believed it was true, they would jet pool, but they don't jet pool. One last thing here before the bottom of the hour break that's unreal. There's a lot of issues, a lot of little tiny stories we don't get to because we got these big picture things. Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard from Star Trek The Next Generation, has spoken out on Trump. And just coincidentally, this month, Patrick Stewart is bringing back the character of Jean-Luc Picard in what looks to be one of the worst low-budget Star Trek television series I've ever seen from the trailer, called Star Trek Picard. Star Trek Picard. I would say the worst Star Trek ever made, but Star Trek Discovery has that honor. But he has this reboot of Star Trek The Next Generation debuting on CBS All Access this month. And I'll subscribe to CBS All Access. I got to watch it. It's, it's Star Trek. And he's decided, Patrick Stewart, to launch his show. And this show looks really bad. I've seen the trailers for it, and I've heard some insider info on it. I mean, it looks to be so bad, so low budget, so poorly written, poorly acted, just poorly everything. So Patrick Stewart has this new Star Trek series, Star Trek Picard, debuting this month. So to promote his new series, he's decided to take the bold step of alienating at least 50% of the audience in this country by attacking our president. Patrick Stewart's latest promotional interview for the upcoming CBS All Access show, Star Trek Picard, features the actor lambasting President Trump and British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The iconic science fiction captain told Variety for an interview published Wednesday that Americans are short on time to limit their effed state. He used the F word, to limit their effed state. The longer Mr. Trump is in the White House. I'm not sure which one of us is in the most trouble, he told Variety. I think it's actually the UK. I think we're effed, completely effed in the UK. Mr. Stewart then lamented his fellow citizens' desire to leave the European Union, along with American voters who elected Mr. Trump. There is a time to limit your effed state, which is 4 years away, Patrick Stewart said. The United States that has given us the Trump administration may reverse course, although he will likely get reelected. Well, thank you, Sir Patrick Stewart. He's predicting a reelection. The 79-year-old actor's show debuts on CBS All Access January 23rd. Oh, my goodness. The series executive producer told fans not to worry. Not to worry, it'll be okay. Yeah, that's just what you want to do when you're promoting a television series, is alienate half the possible viewers. You know, yeah, Patrick Stewart got assimilated by the Borg. Let's not forget that in the Season 3 finale of Star Trek The Next Generation. That's right. That's the Borg talking, not Patrick Stewart. You know, Patrick Stewart, what, you know, it's with all actors. You know, I think it was said best at the Golden Globes the other night. Most of you have less schooling than Greta. And that's the truth, isn't it? That's the truth. And, you know, Trump and Boris Johnson are doing great, great work. And, you know, when the UK leaves the European Union, it is going to be beautiful because, you know, we have a lot of listeners in the UK, and I have friends in the UK. And it's a god-awful display in the UK that they have these EU flags flying up around Parliament and all of this stuff. And the day that the UK leaves the European Union, I've been telling my friends in the UK, that is British Independence Day. Whatever day that will finally be, when they lower those EU flags, that is UK Independence Day, and it's a day that should be celebrated. You know what? And it will be celebrated. And Donald Trump predicted they would leave the EU, and they've been trying, the deep state over there and the establishment have been trying to go against the will of the voters with a lot of success, but they're leaving the EU. So Boris Johnson is making the UK great again, Donald Trump is making America great again, and apparently they both have the same hairstylist because, you know, isn't it amazing, these two politicians that basically have the same hairstylist? I will say there's one thing a little concerning about President Trump. When I was watching his speech yesterday at the White House with the generals behind him, who is doing his television makeup? Okay, because it did not look very good, and it's not the first time. If you go back and watch it, his makeup was really off yesterday. And you know what I wonder about that is the makeup person at the White House some holdover from the Obama administration, one of those people that work in the White House, president after president, because, you know, whoever did his makeup yesterday needs to be fired. And, you know, Melania needs to get involved in this because I think they make his makeup look that way on purpose. Sometimes I'll see this on Fox. I'll watch Outnumbered sometimes, and some of these women on Outnumbered, their makeup is so bad, it looks like they're dressed up for Halloween, literally, and their hair too, but mostly the makeup. And I think they've got some liberals over there at Fox doing the makeup. And I think there's some liberal Obama holdover doing President Trump's makeup because it looked pretty bad yesterday during the speech. But other than that, he looked great. All right, let's take our break. 32 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show as we celebrate Trump's victory over Iran, Iran's surrender to Donald Trump, and what I am calling the 5-day war. Trump got everything he wanted, we won, and the war is over. Man, could you imagine if President Trump was president during the war in Vietnam? None of this peace with honor garbage. It would have been handled, and it would have been handled properly, and there would have been peace. Real peace. I mean, what a model statesman he is. He really is. I mean, the things that he has done are just miracles. Miracles. All right, let's take that break. 33 minutes after 7. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in
Be right back, guys.
Where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65 $5. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too.
Yeah, they do.
At just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
If you suffer from excruciating back pain or sciatica, pay careful attention to what I'm about to tell you. According to a study in the medical journal Spine, back surgeries to alleviate back pain frequently backfire, leaving the patient in more pain than before they had the surgery. A second study from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine provides clear evidence that 74% of surgeries for back pain fail. But there is an end to your suffering. There's a solution to your problem waiting for you with Dr. Troy Lemaski. Dr. Troy Lemaski is my personal chiropractor, and if the name sounds familiar, it should. He's the brother of Dr. Janae Lemaski. Dr. Troy specializes in the elimination of back pain, sciatica, joint pain. He does it quickly, easily, and without surgery or pain medication. While he can help you with your back and neck pain, Dr. Troy also provides treatment for the hips, the shoulders.
Hey guys, make sure everyone subscribes, all right?
Any type of injury or
Subscribe, click that notification bell, get your friends to subscribe, share on all your social media.
You want to call Dr.
I'm trying to get to that 4,000 mark. I'm 300 away from 4,000 subs.
954-463-3036. Online at drtroylemaski.com. Tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man. You know, this story, welcome back, everyone. Brian Craig here with you. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. And I just want to let everyone know, today we are being joined as a new sponsor to the Steve Kane Show, ExpressVPN, 49% discount. 49% discount. ExpressVPN.com/Kane Radio. If you go to SteveKaneShow.com, the link is right there. ExpressVPN.com/Kane Radio, 49% off. That's right. That's right. You know, Meghan McCain, there's a story in the New York Post. It says here, none of the ladies on The View are speaking to Meghan McCain. Yeah. And I want to read this story to you. You know, Meghan McCain doesn't understand. She's like Chris Wallace. She doesn't understand that she's only on television because of her family connection. She thinks she's, you know, great. But listen, Meghan McCain has become an outcast on The View by feuding with every one of her co-hosts. Page 6 reveals that even the other conservative voice, Abby Huntsman, she's not a conservative. She's a never-Trumper. I don't care. Her dad was ambassador to Russia for Trump. Abby Huntsman and McCain have also hit a rough patch. They are not speaking to each other. It's been about a month. None of the ladies talk to Meghan McCain now. Abby was the last woman standing. It's bad. Meghan McCain is so rude, an insider told Page 6. Another source added, Abby tolerates Meghan, but she doesn't genuinely like her. Their friendship has soured. That's right. That's right. Viewers got a glimpse into the growing tension on Tuesday when Abby Huntsman, the daughter of former Utah Governor John Huntsman, sounded off on John Bolton, saying he's willing to testify in the impeachment. McCain replied, the idea that he went home and grew a conscience? Maybe I've been in politics too long. Huntsman shot back, well, I've also been in politics. It's my upbringing too. And a lot of people have been around politics or no politics, whether you have family or not. This show is about opinions, she says to Meghan McCain on air, about opinions. Other sources see McCain as rude and dismissive to The View's guest and co-host, and they describe her as, quote, very self-important. An exasperated Whoopi Goldberg even called her out on air. As McCain talked over other co-hosts, Whoopi said, quote, girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Goldberg later explained, don't assume that we're over here with butcher knives under the table. Also, although some insiders say they may as well have had the knives sharpened. Some viewers are so disgusted by Meghan McCain that they've created change.org petitions to have her booted from the show. So things, and think about that. They can't, I don't think it's because of her conservative viewpoints, because she's a never-Trumper. She, like her father, is very self-important, spoiled, and just doesn't get along well with others. She's used to people sucking up to her and kissing up to her. And Meghan McCain being questioned, well, she just can't handle that. She'll be gone from The View. Her daddy's connections are gone. And she'll just have to, be a trust fund baby for the rest of her life, which isn't that bad of a life, I guess. I don't like Meghan McCain. I really don't. I don't like Meghan McCain. I never liked Meghan McCain, and I'll never like Meghan McCain. But that show, The View, is just a poison. It's been a disaster since day one of going on the air. Day one. It's always been a conflict. That's what really the show is known for. Now that President Trump has won a war without anyone getting a sprained ankle, no one even got a blister, right? And the war's over, and Trump got everything he wanted. The Democrats and the media they can't let this sink in too long. They've got to change the dialogue, okay? They've got to change the dialogue. And to change the dialogue, what are they going to do? We got this whole impeachment thing around. And Rachel Maddow, on her show this week, this is how it's being promoted on the MSNBC website. I do not watch Rachel Maddow. She's another one I just don't. The thing about Rachel Maddow I don't like is that she's preachy. She thinks she's a college professor. She thinks she's smarter than everyone. She has an Ivy League education. She went to Princeton and one of the other Ivy Leagues. But some of the dumbest people I know have had advanced degrees, so that doesn't mean a lot to me. But Rachel Maddow, if you ever watch her show, is a teacher, a professor. She's smarter than all of you, so she has to educate you so that you could understand the news, right? You need her to explain it to you. Not tell you the news, explain it to you. And it's like a college lecture watching her show, although I've not watched it in a long time. I've caught clips of it here and there online. But this is from the MSNBC website, how they're promoting her show. Growing body of impeachment evidence adds pressure on Senate GOP. Thursday, that's today, Rachel Maddow reviews the extensive new evidence that has come to light about Donald Trump's Ukraine scandal in the days since he was impeached over that scandal by a House that did not have the benefit of the evidence. See, now that's interesting. They didn't have the benefit of evidence. Well, then how did they vote to impeach him? I thought they had at least 3 hearings, and they had all kinds of evidence, and they impeached him. So I don't know what that means. Or does she mean new evidence? And notes that as documents continue to surface, the amount Senate Republicans want to cover up becomes harder to ignore. See, this is foreshadowing. Sorry, I got a little bug here, little gnat. Boom, killed it. Little gnat was flying around, landed on my mic. I got him. This is foreshadowing, okay? Because notice in this, there's no evidence. There's all this vague talk of evidence and documents. And we saw this in the hearings. They like to take nothing events. Okay, I'll give you an example of what they do. Today, I called Steve. We were talking on the phone at about 5:15 this morning about things in the news and things like this we'll be talking about on the air. And we all have phone calls with people. What they do over at MSNBC and they do in these congressional hearings is they say, let's review the 5:15 a.m. phone call. In the 5:15 a.m. phone call, did you not discuss, and then fill in the blank? And because they say phone call with a time on it, they make an innocent conversation sound scandalous and conspiratorial. Can you recall the June 23rd phone call? You know what? That's what they do. Ooh, the June 23rd phone call. Ooh. Was the June 23rd phone call preceded by another phone call on June 26th? Ooh. The June 26th phone call. Wow. Oh. Okay. I got a secret for you. When people are doing crime, they don't do it on the phone. They do it in person. Okay? And people that work in the government know there are records of everything and possibly recordings of everything on the public phone. So they don't, if they're doing things that are illegal, they don't do it. They do it in person is how they do it. But that's what they do. They take innocent things and say it in a dramatic way with a time or a date. And then, ooh, it sounds so scandalous when you say the June 23rd phone call. Yeah, the June 23rd phone call. Yes, I did speak to the secretary on the 23rd of June. I think, let me review my records. Let me review my notes. Let me whisper to the people behind me on my, yes, I did. I did take part in a June 23rd phone call. Yes. Oh, well, I'm sure I was taking part in a phone call too with someone on June 23rd, as were most people in the world, but that's what they do. But the foreshadowing that's going, it's true. The foreshadowing that's going on with the media is at the end of the Rachel Maddow vague promo. The amount Senate Republicans want to cover up becomes harder to ignore. You know, during the House hearings, Republicans repeatedly asked for multiple witnesses, the whistleblower and others. And even Vindman, who was called, they weren't permitted to ask questions. So here you've got the Democrats. They had these hearings in the House. They wouldn't let Republicans call witnesses that they wanted to call, that were important fact witnesses. And even the witnesses that were called, they wouldn't let Republicans ask them questions that they wanted to ask them. But now they want to do a do-over in the Senate, and they want to dictate. Win the Senate, and then you can dictate how the Senate is handled. So now everything's a cover-up. See, Nancy Pelosi is going to send the impeachment articles to the Senate. I saw Tom Daschle on Fox the other night. I'd forgotten about Tom Daschle. I saw Tom Daschle. He didn't look that bad. Little gray hair, looked pretty good. And he said he thinks it'll be this week. I don't know. He's just making things up. He has no inside information on that. But she's going to send it over there eventually. The Republicans are going to dismiss or acquit, whatever it is they do and whatever it is they call it. And the Democrats from now and until the future are going to call it a cover-up. They're going to call it a cover-up because they wouldn't call witnesses, which they wouldn't do in the House. They're going to call it a cover-up. And that's how it's going to be remembered forever by the Democrats. Everything is going to be a cover. Everything is being as transparent as possible. You know, the president did something that they never dreamed he would do because it had never been done before, and that was release the transcript of that phone conversation he had with the president of Ukraine. That was the one thing. The second thing is the president of Ukraine was in New York, and he said, "Nobody pushed me." He said it in front of the press. That's totally ignored, right? That's totally ignored. The transcript, they won't even call the transcript, right? What do the Democrats call the transcript of the phone call? The memo or the memorandum. They won't call it a transcript because what they want to say is it's not exact and all the illegal things are not in the memo, but if it was verbatim, which we don't have, that it would be there. The quid pro quo would be there. That's why they call it a memo or memorandum, depending on which one's talking, as opposed to the transcript. And I do believe it is an exact transcript. They had like half a dozen people listening in, transcribing to make sure it was accurate. So of course it is a transcript. So the impeachment saga it's going to be over quick. Mitch McConnell's doing a great job. It's going to be over like that. Boom, like that. There. I can snap into the mic so you can hear it. And then they're going to say a cover-up. They didn't want witnesses. They wouldn't hear from witnesses. Oh, man. Maybe they should call 2 witnesses. 2 witnesses. Or 3. Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and the whistleblower. Then oh, wow, no, we don't want those witnesses. We want to control who the witnesses are. We want our witnesses. No. All right, let's take our last break of the second hour. We are celebrating VI Day. Today's VI Day. Victory in Iran. That's right. In 5 days, President Trump won a war with one drone strike, got everything he wanted. Iran surrendered. President Trump negotiated a face-saving attack of empty desert by the Iranians so they could tell their people anything they wanted to tell them, and the war was won. It's VI Day, people. Victory in Iran. All right. 49 minutes after 7, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
It's Dr. Mitchell McCaz. I want to talk to all of the women out there who are suffering with urinary incontinence. You are not alone. Millions of women are just like you. I have great news. The days of wetting your pants and wearing pads are over. Through a completely natural process known as platelet-rich plasma, or as I like to call it, the no-pee shot, we are able to regenerate the tissues that control bladder function and eliminate urinary incontinence. No matter your age, if you are dealing with this unpleasant and potentially embarrassing condition, call my office for a no-cost
VI Day. Let's get that hashtag going. How you like that one? VI Day?
953-5490. That's 561-953-5490. And ask about the no-pee shot. Or visit our website at www.hormonetherapyboca-raton.com.
Many people are suffering with depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, loneliness, low self-esteem, and problems with intimacy. Day and night, they struggle to make it through. If you're feeling overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, lost, and fear never being able to find satisfaction in your intimate relationships, it's time to be proactive. Call me. Let's talk. I am Dr. Janae Lomaski, a licensed psychologist. You can reach me at 561-777-2021. That's 561-777-2021. Or you can find my number at stevekaneshow.com.
Are you looking to sell your house or buy your dream home? Then call LaBella Real Estate. LaBella Real Estate love President Trump, and like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to get you the highest dollar amount when selling your home. And when looking for a new home, LaBella Real Estate will find you the best deal. LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages, and they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single-family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023. 561-445-7023. And online, LaBellaRealEstateLLC.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. That's right. Oh, man. You know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and there is no greater gift for Valentine's Day than the gift of MyPillow products. And there are many specials at MyPillow.com that you can take advantage of when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. But there's 3 that I'm going to recommend to you right now for Valentine's Day. One is the incredible deal, the incredible buy one MyPillow, get the second at no charge. I mean, that's a crazy price. I mean, you get buy one MyPillow, get the second one free. So you get one, you buy 2, you get 1 free. That's a great deal. You got to use that promo code KANE, the 2-for-1 BOGO. The second one, now these next 2 are in particular for Valentine's Day. Okay, in particular. The second one is the body pillow, the MyPillow full-length body pillow. Now, the full-length MyPillow body pillow is a big MyPillow, the length of a body that you can curl up next to. And usually the MyPillow body pillow is $89.99. But when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, it's just, get this. Now this one, let me double check and make sure they kept the price that low. Let me double check because I want to make sure before I tell you, because this is an incredible deal that you will not want to miss. I have it up at stevekaneshow.com. Let me see here. Let me check it out. Let me go to mypillow.com. Let me go to mypillow.com because this deal is so low. This deal is so low and so good on the MyPillow body pillow. Yeah, they still have that going. Okay, I wanted to check that one. I got, okay. Oh, yes. Just $29.99 when you use the promo code KANE. Just $29.99, the MyPillow body pillow, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout. Normally $89.99, so that's a great deal. If you go to stevekaneshow.com, I got some MyPillow body pillows as Christmas presents for people, and I took one of them, which is the one that is Steve's MyPillow body pillow, and I showed it what it looks like when you get in the mail, and I did a demonstration of the MyPillow body pillow. I made a video at home at stevekaneshow.com. You can watch the video. That MyPillow body pillow, you curl up next to it, a great Valentine's Day gift. And here's an incredible Valentine's Day gift as well, the MyPillow mattress. When you use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, save up to $400 off the MyPillow mattress. It's a great deal, and what better gift for Valentine's Day than a new mattress, a MyPillow mattress. It depends on the size mattress you get, but up to $400 off the MyPillow mattress when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. So great Valentine's Day gifts. Take advantage of all of those specials. Use that promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. So, yeah, I know. This winning is just an unbelievable thing. And when President Trump came out yesterday, and the first thing President Trump said was, as long as I'm president, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And that made me nervous. Made me nervous because I'm like, whoa. He must have, because I only had a second to think about it because he came out and we got the rest of the answer real quick. But he didn't even do an introduction. He just said, as long as I'm president, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. I thought right then and there that he had bombed Iran. Didn't you guys think he had bombed Iran then? I did, because I thought, wow, he must have bombed some facility where they were enriching uranium or something. And no, Iran surrendered. That was that. Over. Boom. I mean, it's a miracle. And I feel a little guilty that I was so worried these last few days that we were going to be moving into a conflict. And Trump always knew. You know, Matt Gaetz, you know, he is talking about the great restraint that Donald Trump had with Iran. He absolutely did. Incredible amounts of restraint. And, you know, the Democrats, you know, a lot of people have been talking about why has Nancy Pelosi been holding off on the impeachment? And there's probably a lot of reasons why. But what I am thinking is this. It's not just to change the news cycle, because even Feinstein is getting crotchety about it. Nancy, you need to send over those articles. Enough of this, right? Hear Dianne Feinstein? I know. I think Nancy Pelosi is holding off on the articles of impeachment because of the Durham indictments coming. And I think that what she wants to be able to do is when the Durham indictments come out, because we know they're coming. I mean, Durham and Barr have all but told us that the indictments are coming. And it looks like top of the list is Brennan, Obama's CIA director, and the FISA spy operation on Trump Tower. Remember, Durham, a few weeks back, got permission from a judge to impanel grand juries. And then a couple of weeks ago, Durham went to Brennan and wanted his private emails. Okay? And what will happen with the impeachment, this is what Nancy's thinking. Now, she may have to roll it out earlier because she's getting a lot of pressure put on her. But if the Durham indictments come out and then, boom, she sends the impeachment articles over, what she thinks that'll do is taint the indictments and also get the media narrative on the impeachment, not the Durham indictments. Well, let me tell you this. If she does that, and I think that's what she's doing. Now, she may be forced because of pressure to turn them in sooner. Okay? That very well may happen. But if she waits until the Durham indictments, in fact, her holding off on them tells me that the Durham indictments are coming sooner rather than later. She can't hold them forever and combat all this pressure that's being put upon her. Okay? So, there's a lot of people in the Justice Department that give them information. So they may not have the exact information on when the indictments are coming, but Pelosi and the establishment have a very good idea. If she holds them off until the Durham indictments, and then all of a sudden she's impeaching the president at the same time, it's going to further discredit her. The way Nancy Pelosi behaved during this bombing of Empty Desert by Iran the other night, not taking Pence's call and then being at a party, she's disgraced herself, and she's doing so much damage to herself. And the damage is even going to be more severe if she continues to hold off and try to use the impeachment to change a media cycle, which it looks like that's what she's about to do. All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry I took that last break a little late, so short segment there. We got 1 hour to go as we celebrate VI Day, Victory in Iran. President Trump, in 5 days, won a war. The 5-day war, one drone strike. He got everything he wanted. He took out the top terror leader in all of the world, probably organizing more terrorist organizations and funding more terrorist organizations than any other terror leader, including bin Laden ever, Soleimani. Got everything he wanted, boom, and Iran backed down, surrendered. And Donald Trump set the conditions. You can save face with your people, bomb the desert, and then go on Iranian state television and tell them whatever you want to tell them. Or else. And they did it. They caved. They backed down. That's right. I know that I know the media is disappointed in that. I could tell. The night before, when the Iranian state television story was being presented on mainstream media as fact about 20 American dead, the mainstream media, this is what all the experts said, all the analysis, all the Middle East experts, they said Iran would fight back, and they did nothing. Let's take our break for the top. 1 hour to go. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach.
This is Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad, and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night. I was tossing and turning all night long. I had an old, worn-out, lumpy, bumpy mattress that was so uncomfortable. I wasn't getting any sleep. A couple of days later, there was a knock at the door, and it was a MyPillow mattress. I slept on it that night.
I haven't heard back from him yet.
I've been sleeping the whole night through. No more tossing, no more turning, and when my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm up and ready to go and well rested. Give your kids, grandkids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a MyPillow mattress. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. When you use the promo code KANE, you can save up to $300 off your MyPillow mattress. They come in all sizes, from twin to California king and every size in between. Go to mypillow.com and be sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
You gotta shut your door.
The gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Attention all Berries Vitamins customers. All the vitamins and supplements you know and love are available at Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, and the prices are a fraction of what you were paying before. Stop in or call Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers is located a half-mile south of Sample Road on the west side of State Road 7 in the Penn Dutch Plaza. Speak with Al. He's the owner. Tell him what supplements you were looking for, and he will be more than happy to get you the supplements you need. Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, 754-307-1655. 754-307-1655.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week.
All right. Welcome back. Third hour has begun. Steve joining us on VI Day, Victory in Iran. And, I got to tell you, as time goes on, you'll hear us talk more about this. But I want to give you a little more detail than we have already. And, we have the Steve Kane Trump 2020 Victory Cruise sailing December 6th for 7 days on the Celebrity Edge out of Fort Lauderdale. And there are some incredible deals going on to sail on this ship. And I just want to tell you, the Celebrity Edge, I took a tour of the Celebrity Edge with Ian and some of our cruisers that have been with us on our past cruises that are going on this cruise. And if you go to stevekaneshow.com, you can see the video tour of the ship, and it is amazing. This is the most advanced cruise ship on the ocean, the Celebrity Edge. And we're leaving out of Fort Lauderdale for 7 days, December 6th. And we're traveling to San Juan, Puerto Rico, St. Martin, and Tortola, which is the British Virgin Islands. And those of you that have been on our past cruises, we are revamping all of the activities that we take part in. We're still having dinner together every night. That's going to stay the same. But we are revamping all the activities on this cruise. And as we firm everything up, I'll give you more details. But we are going to have activities planned throughout the day, every day that we're at sea. We had an incredible excursion on the last. You guys should watch that YouTube video too. We had an incredible excursion on the last one, deep into the jungles of Mexico, which was just a great time. We're going to have multiple excursions on this trip. So listen, call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Make your reservation now. Join us on the Steve Kane Trump 2020 Victory Cruise. And, of course, great benefit to signing up early is you put down a little deposit, and you got a whole year to pay for it. Call Ian. His number is listed at stevekaneshow.com, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779. I know a lot of new people have called to make reservations, and I can't wait to meet you all. We're going to have a great time. So, all excited. Donald Trump brought Iran to his knees with an unconditional surrender, and I think people should be very happy. I mean, he's done what they said could not be done.
Well, you certainly know the Democrats aren't very happy.
Steve Kane Show.
Whatever goes right for the country.
The media is not happy either.
I've never seen anything like it.
Including Fox, by the way. They don't seem too happy either.
Well, they're the best of...
Brian Kilmeade attacked Trump. Donald Trump said in that speech yesterday, which was a brilliant little speech, that the rockets that the Iranians launched were paid for by Obama. And Brian Kilmeade, which is true, and Brian Kilmeade was, we need to unite us, not divide us. Listen, when Donald Trump speaks, a lot of people, he's just a reality star. He's the president of the United States now. So when he says that those rockets were paid for by Obama, that is information that he's been briefed on by the intelligence agencies as President of the United States. That's just not political rhetoric on a campaign trail. That is fact, as U.S. intelligence has determined. And I think people should know that.
Democrats are panicked, and
they should be.
One of the reasons they're going to wind this thing up, I agree with you. I think it's a matter of a couple of days, and it's going to end quick because the Senate, especially
the impeachment,
Senate,
yeah.
They realize that every day that goes by, the Democrats look worse, and the
Yeah.
damage to the party is greater.
No doubt.
And they just want it over. You know,
Well, when
Nancy's looking for a soft landing here, you know, where they kind of fluff off the end, so they don't look as bad as they do. But
well,
too late for that.
when you've got Dianne Feinstein, telling Pelosi send it over, that she's getting frustrated. I mean, that says a lot, because there's no one that hates Trump more than Mitt Romney than Dianne Feinstein in the Senate. Romney hates him the most. He's all right. Let's go to the phone. Greg, too. You're on the air.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, good morning, guys. Listen, you covered a plethora of topics today, Brian. I like it. And you covered a lot of stuff. I mean, from Rachel Maddow, I despise her. But as far as the Democrats go, Nancy Pelosi doesn't know what to do. She's got these radical liberals that are pushing it. She probably doesn't want it, like we discussed the other day, doesn't want to file these articles. He knows. By the way, how are the polls looking? I haven't seen any polls, Steve. You had brought it up a few days ago about Trump has improved dramatically. Has it remained stable?
He is improving slowly and steadily, and I mean it's not good for the Democrats. I can tell you that, and you see it. That's why they're panicked.
Yeah, they don't know. She doesn't know what to do. She's in a panic stage herself. And as far as The View, Brian, how does that program stay on the air? It is repulsive.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what The View is. If you think about it, The View is a mix of two other television genres into one. I mean, it's The View is on at 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't watch The View. If something eventful happens, I'll watch the clip online. You know what I mean? So, but what used to be on during those hours in the past, daytime television? What used to be on? Two types of shows, other than game shows. Two types of shows. What is it, Greg? Well, that's one. Yeah, soap opera. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Soap opera and Jerry Springer, and the View is a combination of both. You have drama, and you have low class white trash with money yelling at each other, throwing chairs at each other all the time. So it's the View is a mixture of the Jerry Springer show and soap operas. That's what it is, and that's what daytime television has always been. That's how it stays on the air.
He said, but most people worked at that time too,
Yeah.
Well, it's for women housewives. It's for women who are at home.
Yeah, and bums. If you watch shows that are on that time of day on television, because sometimes I'll DVR The View if they have some, like Patrick Stewart's probably going to be on there, so I'll DVR it. He's got that new Star Trek show coming out. He'll probably bash Trump while he's out there. And so I'll DVR it, and you watch the commercials for it, and the commercials during those shows are all those scam schools, learn how to, learn AC repair and all this stuff, you know what I mean? People sitting at home to get scammed, become a medical transcriptionist and all those kind of commercials. So it caters to a certain crowd,
I can't watch The View, period. I mean, I watched it a couple of times. I can't even remember the last time I watched it.
Well, The View has always been this way. It's well, go on to Trump. I'm tired of The View. Really.
Outstanding job. Outstanding. He's showing his true leadership. And by the way, there's one thing, and now in closing, Trump's greatest legacy is going to be the judges he's appointed. Federal judges.
Hundreds of them he's appointed. Or she said she's cancer-free now. She just said yesterday, Ginsburg, she's cancer-free. Well, if she is cancer-free, I'm going to credit Trump with her cancer cure because she Ginsburg and the Democrats and the media are so desperate for her to stay there that her cancer, the Democrats got her cancer to go away.
Do you believe that announcement that she's
Cancer-free?
is real?
I don't know. I know when she did not look well during the Kavanaugh swearing in.
No.
She looked comatose.
She looks very weak and not,
Bader Ginsburg.
it would be a riot. It would be, I don't even want to think about what it would be like if, God forbid, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died.
You know.
You think they're going to be bad in this upcoming election now?
Oh, yeah.
There was a Supreme Court
seat
thrown into the mix. It would be a bloodbath.
When Elizabeth Warren was on The View the other day, she was talking about Merrick Garland again, bringing up Garland. Somehow they've decided Garland still deserves a seat because he was nominated by Obama.
You know, Ed, who is
from Tavolino's, yeah.
Expert, he's been talking about Merrick Garland forever, and he's very well connected within the Republican Party.
Yeah, well, if there's any Republicans inside the party power positions pushing Garland, those are never Trumpers you want nothing to do anything with. All right, Greg. What? All right, take care. By the way, this will be of interest to you because of your son in the Army. Did you notice they got the Army? They have those new uniforms now that the generals were wearing. They brought back. The Army has brand new uniforms, and they brought back the World War II era uniforms, like those khaki kind of uniforms. No, it's not. No, the uniform on your phone is the old uniform. They've just upped. That's the old uniform. They have brand new. Yeah, that's the old uniform. They have brand new uniforms now, and they're the World War II era uniforms. And the first time I saw them was yesterday with the generals behind Trump. They've decided.
Did you notice the guy over Trump's left shoulder?
That was one of the Army generals in the new uniforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did not. There was one on each side of Trump in the back, and the one over his left shoulder really did not look very happy at all. In fact, he had a horrible expression.
Really?
On his face.
Maybe he was just nervous on TV.
Anywhere, but other than where he was.
Well, I don't know. He should have been very happy. They won a war.
On the other side, there was a guy who was into it.
Yeah, well, they should be happy. Trump won a war. He came out there with the Joint Chiefs, and
Oh, yeah, look, you can.
He won.
There were a lot of people in there biting their lip.
Trump got everything he wanted, and no one even got a callus.
It's supposed to be that way. He's the president.
Well, he worked out a deal with Iran.
Stop and think that.
It's a miracle what he did.
Talking about getting permission, passing a, what is it they call it, a
War Resolutions Act, War Powers Resolution.
Permit the president, like the president should have to go running up and down the aisle of the Capitol, getting approval, when he wants to make a military move. But just stop and think about that.
Steve,
can you imagine how chaotic it would be if, in fact, they had to take a vote from the Senate every time to get approval? And these guys are, at least the Republicans up there, most of them really, I don't think have the interests of the country at heart. I think they view all these things as a dagger in their back or front or whatever it is, because we're in the Democrats are in a sad position where what's great for the country is not so great for the Democrats. Let's take a break. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this. If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a
hey Barry, I know Steve talked to you the other day, but hold on.
ulcers when you
We're updating all of our billing, for the new year. We're doing our new billing system and everything, and we need to get the full number, not just the 3 on the back and the confirm the billing address again. Can we call you at 9 and get all that when we get off the air? Yeah, if you want to call me or Steve, whichever one, and we'll get all the info from you. Okay, great. Thanks. Hold on. Okay, he doesn't have it right now, but he's in a meeting after 9. He's going to call one of us today, you or me, to get it to us.
One pair of high-quality diabetic shoes.
I got to call Matez back because we got to get.
Inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes.
We'll be done with our thing by then.
Name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at
Oh my goodness.
954-597-7060.
Okay, Barry's on the line, and then
or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOL.
the seminar, the workshops are coming up.
Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on
Well, I gotta go.
Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back. Oh, Steve, we have on the line Attorney Barry Siegel, and we have these workshops that are right around the corner, the Medicaid Planning and Revocable Living Trust workshops on the 28th, right around the corner. Barry.
It'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. Barry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. A little frog in my throat, but other than that, everything's great.
All right. As Brian just mentioned, we have in less than 3 weeks our January selection of seminars, workshops that we're holding. That's going to be January 28th. That's a Tuesday at the Courtyard by Marriott, right off of I-95 and Glades Road in Boca Raton. And in the morning at 10 a.m., we're going to cover Medicaid planning. It's really long-term care planning. It's one of the alternatives that you have when it comes to planning for long-term care. You either have long-term care insurance, which is a great thing to have. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, get it. Afford it, get it. If you don't have it and it's too late, then you're left with two alternatives. You have to spend down your assets till potentially you're broke, and that's spending down your assets on home care, assisted living, nursing homes. All of those things can be very expensive, or you can possibly get government benefits. But the thing is, you have to plan ahead, and you have to be educated, because every time we do one of these workshops, people are shocked. They have no idea that they could actually qualify. They already self-eliminate themselves simply because they think, oh, well, I have too much money, I have too much income. Somebody from, a friend told me that I couldn't qualify. You're from New York and you've heard about the rules there and it works there. It's completely different. People come from all over the established Florida residency and can qualify for these government benefits like Medicaid here, even though you becoming eligible in those other states would be much more difficult. So you'll learn about that. And in the afternoon at 2 p.m., we'll be covering everything you need to know about planning your estate properly, taking care of your loved ones, avoiding the nightmares and expenses of probate, protecting your beneficiaries from lawsuits, many other things. So if you haven't already registered, we're at the beginning of the year. Now's a great time. If you've been putting it off, now's a great time to call our office and register. And we'll look forward to seeing you, and of course looking forward to seeing Brian and Steve there as well.
Exactly right. I'll be there for the first, for the 9 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
What is it?
10 o'clock.
The first one's 10 o'clock, right?
Yes.
First one is 10 o'clock. I will be there to meet and greet everybody, and Brian will be there at the 3 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
10 and 2. 10 and 2.
Not to worry, I'll be there. And we look forward to it. If you want to make those reservations, here's the number. Call Barry's office at area code 1-855 FLA is in Florida 3782. One more time, 1-855 toll free FLA 3782. Barry, I look forward to seeing you there, and you take care. All right.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
You know, this is amazing on Twitter. I just pulled up Twitter, And the top trending topic right now on my Twitter feed, because it tells you, you know, when you go on Twitter in the right column, it tells you what's trending. That means what people are most talking about. Number one, it says trends for you, presidential harassment. Number one trend topic right now on Twitter. And Trump, 51 minutes ago, just sent out a tweet, simply in all presidential harassment in all capital letters, which means he's like yelling it out loud. And that's a big tone change, because Twitter it typically leans to the left, because liberals have nothing to do. They sit around all day and on the phones tweeting.
Our favorite chronic liberal Al.
Yeah.
Hey, Al.
Yeah. But for presidential harassment to be trending on Twitter, because I mean, just yesterday World War III was trending. So now that there's no,
now that the emergency is over.
Well, you know. The Democrats, they went into this scheme, they had WW3 was trending on Twitter, this hashtag, and then they were sending out these fake text messages about a draft, and they were getting this whole discussion going on about a draft on social media the last few days.
Draft?
Well, they were trying to scare young people, you know, they're trying to scare the millennials that they're going to get drafted, because everything the Democrats and the media do is a scheme, all right? Everything they do is a scheme to try to win voters back. So they, you know, and they don't want to let a crisis go to waste. So they see this conflict with Iran. They never envisioned Trump would have it all settled in 5 days. It's over.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so they start sending out, in fact, one of the generals from yesterday sent out a message to ignore these text messages people are getting about.
One of ours?
One of our generals said, disregard these text messages about a draft. There is no draft. There's not going to be a draft. So, well, yeah, but who did it? You know, to send out these national text messages to young men that they may be drafted, that's some organization. And it would have to be an anti-Trump organization.
You know what I was thinking as I was listening on the way in, when you were talking about The View? It's interesting to contrast I'm trying to think what's the right word is, the feel of the show. If you contrast The Five with The View, the premise is the same. They both have liberal foils with 3 or 4 other people that know, you know, that are, I would say, politically savvy, and they always have one token liberal. In the case of The Five, it's Juan. He's the token liberal up there. But you know, how would you describe the difference between the two shows?
The View and what?
The View, on the one hand, and
Outnumbered?
The Five.
Oh, The Five?
Same premise, liberal, conservative, but what's the difference as you watch the show?
Professionalism and class on The Five.
That's true, but more than that.
I don't know. What are you saying? Men?
Even though they have the opposing points of view, and they each have a tortured token liberal up there, there's an amity between them there where you don't get the feeling they hate each other. There's no underlying...
Man, Ron Williams gets pretty crotchety. Ron Williams gets pretty crotchety sometimes up there.
You'd be crotchety, too, if you had to sit up against, you know, 4 articulate conservatives that knew what the hell they were talking about, and it was up to you to support the liberal point of view. That's enough to make anybody crotchety.
Yeah.
But they do it without animus. They don't have the... I mean, you can feel the poison in the atmosphere when you watch The View. And people don't like that. They like the fun. They like the banter, the back and the forth, and the attack. But they don't like the viciousness.
Steve Kane show.
Steve Kane show. It's not fun to watch. It's
well, I think. Well, there's also something to be said. If you watch Outnumbered, it's not as bad as The View, but it gets nasty over there sometimes. And I don't.
Never say it because I'm listening to Russia.
Yeah, women just don't get along very well together, and you know.
There's some of that, but the women on The View, the women on the Five get along.
Yeah, but there's men there to balance it out. I know they got one lucky guy on Outnumbered, but they usually just sit there. They don't do much. The women on Outnumbered get into it sometimes too, like on The View. And women don't get along well together in groups. And part of that is they're accustomed to being around men, and men, being gentlemen, always defer to women. So when you've got women all together in a group, they're not accustomed to people, they're used to people deferring to them. When you got a bunch of women together, women just don't get along well.
I don't think that's true at all.
Oh yeah, well, look at the View. Look at outnumbered. They get, but there's men there. But there's men to balance it out. There's a group on the shows that are all women. They got this behavior. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
All right.
What's
Morning,
up,
Steve?
What's up?
I'll tell you. Getting away from all that stuff. I mean, I realized in the last couple of years that when you're watching this stuff on TV, it's just like you just start realizing how many dumb people there are in the United States. Like, how could you not see through this crap that's going on every day? How could you not see that these people are lying every single day? I mean, like, how do you not know that?
Well, like there's a great story today, okay? The left and the media have been attacking Trump for welfare reform, in particular food stamp reform. And there are millions who have dropped off the food stamp rolls under Donald Trump before he's made any changes to the program, because the economy is doing so well. And what the media are going to do when all this settles,
They're going to make that a bad thing.
well, they're going to make it appear that these millions dropped off because of food stamp reforms by President Trump, but 7 million or more dropped off without him doing anything other than giving us a great economy. And they're going to try to spin that into saying his regulations are what took the benefit away, which is, of course, not the case.
It's just so painfully obvious, though. I mean, it's painfully obvious that these Democrats do not care about the
Steve Kane
country.
Show.
They're rooting for us to fail.
Like,
No, that's all.
as a normal thinking person, you're sitting down and you're watching all the stuff that's transpiring. How do you not come up with the conclusion that this is all bogus, like what these people are doing? And you get these people in the protest stuff.
Well, what do you think about this? What President Trump did is a miracle. He took out the #1 terror leader in the world, who probably was a bigger terror leader than even bin Laden, because he was funding and organizing with a country behind him, probably 90% or more of the terrorism around the world. He took him out. He got Iran to cave and fire some rockets into an empty desert, and got everything he wanted, and there's no conflict. He ended a war in 5 days. This has never happened before. Grenada wasn't even this fast.
You know why, Brian? He knew what was happening. He had previous experience of previous presidents go in, invade, get nowhere.
But what he did, though, I mean, no one predicted this. He did 2 things, and he was criticized for both of them. 3. The first, he killed the general, okay? But after that, he said that he was going to basically carpet bomb Iran, including, cultural places. Okay, and how can you say that? And then the day before yesterday, there was he gave an order, and of course it's the Air Force, so they carried it out. They had 52 of our newest bombers in formation on a runway to take off together, and they released that photo worldwide, and those were going to be the 52 that bombed Iran. And then boom, the next day, somehow President Trump negotiates this surrender of Iran, where he comes up with this face-saving measure where they throw some rockets in the desert and they can tell all their people on state TV that have no internet whatever they want, and he gets everything he wants, and not one soldier. I mean, this went easier than Grenada, because in Grenada we had to invade. There was nothing. And the story that they're in this BS story that they're putting out there today, that Iran tipped us off, there was Iraq and they helped us. The reason that there was nobody there, that none of our guys were at that location, is because Trump was in on this face-saving measure with Iran, and just to be on the safe side, he had our guys taken out of the sleeping quarters at the base.
100%. But when you said before, like, it's a miracle, you want to know something? This man has been a miracle since day one. I mean, if you think about what he accomplished.
He doesn't make mistakes, that's for sure.
But Steve, think about all the investigations, all the craziness this guy went through, and he was still able to accomplish what he accomplished.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine what he would be doing if he had an opposition that was operating in good faith. That's what aggravates me about the Democrats. They don't operate in good faith.
Think about.
Go ahead.
Right, Steve, think about where we would be if we had that. Oh, Jesus.
Wouldn't it be something?
Well, and should you not use the Lord's name in vain? I don't let people say that. I don't know. But you know, the thing with this war being over, it's VI Day. You know, the media are trying to see. Iran is a paper tiger. Okay, they're nothing. And they back down so quick against Trump, it tells us they're nothing. So the media are trying to prop them up. And if you notice, what are the media saying today? Oh, no, those rockets, they did mean to hit the barracks and kill everybody, even though they did. You know, I mean, the media are so desperate to prop up Iran. What Donald Trump did it should be a lesson to every future president. We have never had the last time something like this happened is when the hostages were released when Reagan was sworn in 81. And I was talking to some callers earlier, and what they like to say, the media and the historians, is, oh, they just held them then just to stick it to Jimmy Carter. That's not true. They released them because they were afraid of Ronald Reagan, because they knew Ronald Reagan was coming over there, and if they didn't release them, they were dead. And this is the first time since 1981 that Iran caved. They say that it was an FU to Carter to excuse away and discount Ronald Reagan. That had nothing to do. It was a byproduct of it. But they were afraid of Ronald Reagan, and they're afraid of Donald Trump.
All right. Thank you for your call.
Oh, no, we have Janet Cimarelli on the line. From Save-A-Lot.
Direct from Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers, the one, the only, the lady who is our supplement specialist here on the Steve Kane Show, Janet Cimarelli. Janet, how are you today?
I am doing great. I take all of my supplements. I know you and Brian take all of your supplements, and we are doing very, very well. And I want to start it off telling people, you reminded me yesterday, 15% off the already low prices at Save-A-Lot.
That's amazing.
So come on over to Save-A-Lot. It is such an incredible opportunity to get the highest quality supplements and get them at a super, super economic price. I want to talk this morning about bionutrition. I mentioned them yesterday. Well, they have a formula called advanced berberine. And if your listeners don't know about berberine, berberine is an extract that has so many functions in our bodies. It helps with your brain, your muscles, your kidney, your heart, your kidneys, and liver. One of the most significant aspects of how berberine works is to lower blood sugar. So for people who are dealing with diabetes, it is one of the approaches to minimize the ongoing deterioration that's associated with elevated blood sugar. Research shows that it is effective as pharmaceuticals. It works in the same molecular way that some of the pharmaceuticals work. It is the metabolic master switch. So if you want to learn more about berberine, I'll be at Save-A-Lot Nutrition today from 11 to 3, and I can give you all of the information about how you can support your immune system, your heart, actually your digestive system, and your weight, and all of this with BioNutrition Advanced Berberine.
And you're going to be there today starting at 11. Folks, just to show you how it works, Janet is not there every day at Save-A-Lot, but she's there an increasing amount of time. And if you go on over there when she is there, if you've had any blood work or tests lately or anything like that, you want her to go over your blood work, she can really give you some insights into what your body is craving and needing in the area of vitamins and supplements. And she is more than happy to give you that no-charge consult. Janet, tell them how to find you and what your phone number is, all the good stuff.
Okay, so all the good stuff, you can call Save-A-Lot Nutrition Center, 754-307-1655. 754-307-1655. 1655. And Save-A-Lot is located in the Penn Dutch Shopping Plaza. We're soon renaming it the Save-A-Lot Nutrition Plaza. Market into your maps, you will get taken right to the shopping center.
All right, Jenna, good talking to you, and we'll wind up here tomorrow, all right? You take care, Janet.
Oh, boy.
Of Save-A-Lot Nutrition Centers. Tell her that we sent you by.
You know, this is, have you seen this story in the news about the New York kids that went on the field trip to the Bronx Zoo?
No.
This is, you know, I tell you. Unbelievable story.
Another one of these poison propaganda stories that make New Yorkers like myself look bad.
Yeah, you're a Floridian now. I wouldn't say New Yorker, but, you know, this...
New Yorker.
Well, okay. This high school class went on a field trip to the Bronx Zoo, and they're students of color, and their parents are suing now for $12 million. Let me read this story to you, okay? 4 black students, this is in the Daily Mail, 4 black students and their families are suing a New York City school district for $12 million after a teacher played a slideshow, I should say, which featured an image of them captioned, "Monkey Do" to a class. You know, monkey see, monkey do? The photograph of the Longwood High School students, which was taken during a field trip to the Bronx Zoo in November, shows the 4 teenagers standing in a line with their arms resting on the back of the person ahead of them. They're all making the same pose. The image was then featured in a grossly racist slideshow played during a zoology class December 20th with the phrase "monkey do" typed above the image. It was reported in the New York Post. Their lawyer, who's representing 3 of the 4 students, said teachers created and manipulated the photograph and placed it between a picture of monkeys capturing "monkey see, monkey do." They were standing in front of a monkey exhibit at the zoo. I'm assuming white because they're calling them racist. You know, they're standing in front of the pen with the monkeys in it. They're all making the same pose for the picture. So the teacher made the "monkey see, monkey do" joke, and somehow these black students' parents, when they see black people, they think monkey, I guess, and they see it as a racial slide. I mean, give me a freaking break.
They see it as a money-making opportunity.
Yeah, in a notice of the $12 million claim, the attorney claims the students were deliberately persuaded, tricked into posing for the photograph, which was taken by a teacher, which was taken next to the gorilla exhibit.
Oh, man.
We all felt uncomfortable, one of the students said. We thought it was weird. The slideshow exposed students to ridicule, embarrassment, shame, anxiety, fear, and emotional harm. The 4 students and their families will sue for $12 million for emotional distress and a violation of their civil rights. Give me a break.
See, but you know, white people do the same thing. They do the exact same thing.
Play the race card?
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. You read the story coming out of England where, who is it?
Meghan Markle?
Yeah, Meghan.
The princess? They hate her because she's black.
Well, no, this has nothing to do with black. But what did you think? They announced that they're breaking off from the royal family. They're not becoming an independent entity.
Well, they're going to move to Canada.
Well, yeah, and they expect, it doesn't say in the article, but obviously they expect to hold on to a major hunk of their allowance.
Of course, yeah. And their castle and everything.
If they move out and cease their duties as part of the royal family, they're not going to get paid. And do you know what that's about? What that's about is Bill and Hillary Clinton. The Markle and the Prince, they understood that Hillary and Bill got rich with the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
They started an independent foundation.
Yeah.
And they're multi-millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
It was an excuse.
They're worth $250 million.
Yeah, it was a con. You know?
Yeah.
And they looked around and they saw what Bill and Hillary had done.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, these people, they got the right idea. They know how to become independent contractors and businessmen and really, really rack up.
They're going to start a climate change foundation in Canada, probably.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get away.
That's his big issue.
Well, it's not as big.
A big scam.
Making money.
Yeah.
And they saw Bill and Hillary do it, and they say if they can do it, we can do it too. But it's all contingent upon them hanging on to their royal stipend.
Yeah.
Because that far exceeds anything they're going to be able
Well,
to con out of
I haven't heard them say how much they get paid.
Oh, in their present, working for the royal family, big bucks.
Yeah, and did they get to keep their castles if the castle and everything if they move to Canada?
They lose everything.
And their titles? No.
I can't. I'm not in on the fine negotiation.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the first thing I thought.
Mm-hmm.
They said, well, you know, the Clintons aren't the only ones that know how to make a fortune.
They're turning her into Wallace Simpson here. And you know, I saw one person on I forgot her name. She's on Fox all the time. She's in the UK. She usually is talking about Brexit, but she was talking about this, and she said Meghan Markle, she abandoned her family, and now she wants Harry to abandon his. So a lot of people are pretty pissed off at her over there.
That's what passes for sport in Great Britain.
Yeah, Katie Hopkins. Yeah, that's who did. Katie Hopkins is pissed. She's pissed. They hate her over there.
Well, wait till they start fighting over keeping their allowance. There's going to be a big hubbub about that.
And why Canada instead of the United States? Because she's American. She would rather be here, and they're talking about moving to Canada.
Well, maybe not. Maybe they feel they're safe in Canada.
They would have a great life there because he would basically be the king of Canada. Well, yeah, it's a Commonwealth country. The Canadians think they're European anyway. Most of them, they're very confused. You know, he'll be like the top guy in Canada, and they'll make a boatload of money, and they'll be independent.
So what do you see as the end game here?
They'll probably move to Canada, and yeah, you know, he was on an interview once.
I think they're going to after much public.
Oh, they're not going to leave?
I don't think so. They're not going to leave if they got to give up their British pension.
No, that's for sure. Yeah,
They'll
no.
limit them in their own
They're worth a lot of money, those two. They could make a lot of money.
They're worth far more being paid by the royal.
Well, I heard him say something about the Queen once, Harry, that really surprised me. He was in an interview, and this was around the time he was getting married, and they were asking him about his relationship with the Queen, his grandmother, and he said I was very surprised he said this. And he said, it was in one of those interviews that it wasn't like planned. He was like somewhere and somebody had their iPhone and they were asking him questions. And, you know, he said she's kind of like our boss. Like it's a job and she's the boss. Well, but there's no family bond. You could tell he doesn't really care for her that much. And and it was just an odd thing. I've never heard any of the royals say that. So, yeah.
Well, they're speaking out a little more than they used to, but it's always been a freak show.
Piers Morgan hates her. He's on TV over there, and he has a show called Good Morning Britain, and I watch it sometimes online. He hates Meghan Markle. I think they don't like her because she's American and black, but they hate her. She passes as white. She tries to pass herself as white as she can. I
would never.
She's passing.
I would never.
You haven't seen what her hair looks like when she doesn't have all the chemicals making it straight. She's got a big afro.
Really?
No, huge. I have no issue with. I don't really care about the Royals that much.
You got to really be hard pressed for discussion material when you resort to the word.
You brought it up, not me.
We're going to take a quick break. Coming up after the break, of course, you know what time it is. Time for the Gold Report with William Youngerman, and we'll return right after this.
Are you experiencing a loss of your sexual desire, as well as your ability to have sex, period? This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the Boca Raton Center for Age Management. I am pleased to tell you about the latest breakthrough in sexual enhancement called...
That was you brought that up, not me.
No. Sexual desire, increased
We're only going to have a couple minutes left after this.
All can be yours with a simple,
Not really, I'll see.
done in our office in a matter of minutes. As an added benefit, the procedure is also effective in controlling urinary incontinence. If you are interested in better and more pleasurable sex, call my office today at 953-5490. That's area code 561-953-5490, and ask about the O-Shot.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
Youngerman.
WWNN.
All right, it is that time. We check in with William Youngerman at William Youngerman Inc. for the Gold Report. Those of you who have been following this, William has been a feature on the Steve Kane Show for, I believe it has been about 16 years now. And a lot of you have followed it, and a lot of you have gotten into the collection of gold and silver and the other precious metals. And as you know, there is all kinds of wildness going on now. Let's check in with William and see how the week shapes up here at the end. William, what's happening?
Well, the markets are giving us a buying opportunity, Steve, with the peace breaking out here. The gold yesterday dropping $18.20 after hitting a high of $1,612, putting in a reversal and closing out the day at $1,556. Yesterday we got down to about $1,552. I found support around that $1,550 number. Silver dropping down to $18.07 yesterday, closing down 31 cents after hitting a high of $18.93 the ounce. Platinum was down $18 at $951, and the star again is palladium up $59 at $2,092. This morning we see gold down another $6 at $1,550 the ounce, with silver down 16 cents at $17.92 the ounce. Platinum up $4 at $9.55, and palladium unchanged at $2,092. So again, we're looking for some stability to come in around that 1550 number for gold. We did get below that this morning already, but so far we've been trading in about a 1550 to 1554 range. We'll see if 1550 holds as a support number today on the close. Silver dropping below $18 is not going to be good unless we close above that $18 number. And platinum holding very nicely. So that's pretty much where we are starting off this trading day, Steve.
All right, well, this is what is known, folks, as the famous pullback that we talk about. This is the buying opportunity that you get periodically when the pressure comes off all the buying which has been going on. It's been a very strong market, and today is a great day for you to drop by William Youngerman and shop until you drop. William, tell them a little bit about the fact that you not only sell the precious metals, but you buy them as well.
Absolutely. For over 50 years, we've made good two-way markets in all the precious metals, whether it's in coin form, bar form, or jewelry, or any other form of precious metals. If it's gold, silver, platinum, or palladium, bring it in. We'll be glad to give you a free cash appraisal. And if you're looking to buy anything, we have everything, all the bullion products in stock for immediate delivery.
All right, there you have it. Located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. That's the Bank of America building. You'll find William on the first floor directly across the hallway from the Bank of America. If you want to reach him by phone from really anywhere, the number 1-800 toll-free, 327-5010. And don't forget to check out their magnificent website at williamyoungerman.com. William, have a great weekend. No, it's today.
No, today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday. And eventually I'll get back to knowing what day of the week it is. Tomorrow's the last day of the week, and we'll talk to you right around this time, William, all right?
Okay, have a great day.
You too. Okay.
Now, Richie the Bus Sharp, he called in early this morning, and he wanted to, well, he thought you were whining yesterday on the air. He wanted to talk to you about it. So I told him, call in, we'll put him on.
Here I am. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's not an attack, but Brian's 100% behind President Trump. Yesterday, I saw a crack in the armor when it came to you. You know, as the father of somebody in the military, which is not a draft anymore, it's volunteer.
Yes.
I believe that you have to be 100% behind the commander-in-chief, and God forbid, if anything happened to your son, That he knows what he was getting into. I mean, you were doubting.
Well, I understand that, but you under the. By the way, how many kids do you have?
I have one daughter. And
Okay.
and if she told me she was going into the service, I would have definitely said no, 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 and I wouldn't have encouraged it, and I wouldn't have gone to a graduation. I'm sorry to say, at that point, there would have been a division. If you felt that strongly about it,
well,
you
there's
should have stopped him.
Stopped him. No one stops.
Yeah, you should have.
Alex.
You influenced his whole life. You obviously you endorsed him when you went to the graduation. And you're so proud of him, which you should be.
Yes.
But when he gets sent off to a war or whatever, you just can't say, "Well, no."
Once my son is in the once my son is in the service, I got to throw out my brain and I can't think for myself.
Once it's your fault he's in the service. Basically.
It's not my fault. No. I mean, is that how you raise your daughter to think that you're responsible for everything she does?
If I was against her going into the service because I figured if she
I wasn't. First of all, stop. Take a breath. Take a breath.
I can understand you.
Take a breath.
He was drafted into the service, but he.
One last time, take a breath. All right. The fact is, I supported his move. I wasn't going to not support him. The fact that I'm worried about him, well, that's just part of being a parent.
No, you also mentioned you weren't so sure about what was going to happen, not just.
That's true. So what do? Throw out your brain if you have concerns?
No, you should have never supported him if you were going to feel this way. I'm sorry to say that. My father had a very close friend in the post office that was bragging about his son being in the Marines and he went to his graduation at Camp Lejeune. And the bottom line is he's on the black granite wall. Okay. It happened.
Thanks for your good wishes.
He never forgave himself because he wanted his son to join.
All right, get off the phone. Get off the phone.
He's saying you shouldn't whine about it if you.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
All right.
When you have flesh in the game.
Well, he's a veteran. He was in Vietnam. Richie was in Vietnam.
That's right. He was a cook.
Well, on the front line.
He cooked in the front line.
Well, they got to eat on the front line. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they were taking fire in the kitchen 100 yards away. There's a difference between. I don't think Richie's suggesting you hung up on him, so I was going to ask him, but he thinks you shouldn't worry. That's ridiculous.
He called in to comfort me? Was that what that
I mean, no. He wasn't trying to comfort you.
No, you noticed.
Richie doesn't try to comfort anyone.
No, that's true.
No. But it's okay to worry. You can still, just because you're worried about President Trump, I'm sure, worries about the troops.
I think he worries about the troops a lot more than many presidents.
Well, that's why he ended this war with Iran without any troops in action. One drone strike.
Many times he's reluctant to get into action because he understands that
Yeah.
every time that happens,
That's right.
There's going to be more gold. What is it?
Gold Star families. You don't want to be a Gold Star family.
No. I can spare the honor.
I mean, he had one drone strike, and that was it. I mean, not one American was put in danger in this whole conflict.
Yesterday, I don't know. Well, I watched actually a surprising amount of CNN yesterday.
Oh, they're very depressed over there that the war's over so fast. They're very upset.
Very thrilled with it.
Yeah, it didn't go the way they thought. I noticed the first reports that were coming out that 20 Americans were dead, and then in the morning when we found out it wasn't true, I felt like the media felt let down by that because they wanted to use that to trash Trump with. It might have been on a subconscious level. I mean, I don't think they're that evil, but they were in their heart saddened by the fact that there were no casualties to exploit against Trump. And I know that's a terrible thing to say, but come on. Whatever they can do.
It's a terrible thing to feel.
That's how they are.
Imagine what they do. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me sick.
No, but
Anyway.
Trump ended this so fast. It's a miracle. We should all be proud.
It's over. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's time to say goodbye.
On that note of not knowing what to say, we thank you all for joining us. We will be back for Friday. See, I remembered it this time. See you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. On behalf of Brian, I'm Steve. God bless America.
All right, guys, make sure you subscribe, all right?